Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Hello everyone, welcome in to Pirate Radio Live here on a Tuesday. Clip Brock here with you inside the Pirate Radio studios. Beautiful day in eastern North Carolina. Beautiful day for baseball coming up tonight at Clark LeClaire Stadium. ECU taking on North Carolina, a revenge match for the Pirates, who fell to the Tar Heels last Tuesday. We'll talk about that. Talk some football, some hoops. We got a lot of news to get to. Not all positive news regarding ECU basketball and ECU football, but we'll talk about it nonetheless on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. You can find us on 1250, 930, online, pr927fm.com. And you can watch us on Facebook Live and on YouTube. Also, we're still in Twitter jail, but we do have a new account where you can go and get all your news, info, videos, and more at free PR927FM. That's free PR927FM. If you go there today, you'll see a ton of videos from earlier today out at ECU Pro Day, with interviews and highlights from Deontay Smith, Blake Prohl, Jake Verity, also Kendall Futrell, former Pirate, out there today working out for, I believe, ECU said 31 teams were represented, so a lot of NFL scouts out there today. Glenn and Jenny did a great job capturing 2021 ECU Pro Day. So make sure you go to at free PR927FM on Twitter. It's also available on Facebook and Instagram, as we were covering Pro Day earlier today out at the ECU practice fields. We'll talk some Pirate football, hoops, baseball, and more with Billy Weaver coming up at 3:15. He'll join us on the Fixed NC Live line. We'll get you ready for the start of the Major League Baseball season coming up. MLB opening day is Thursday. Mark Brown, CamdenChat.com, joins us to talk about the O's and look around Major League Baseball coming up at 4 o'clock. Stephen Igoe, Hoist the Colors, the birthday boy from yesterday, will join us at 4 o'clock. He's got a lot of news and notes to discuss, and he joins us at 4:30. At 5:30, we'll go out live to Clark LeClaire Stadium. Troy D will have an ECU tailgate report for us as he gets ready for ECU and North Carolina coming up tonight at 6:30 at Clark LeClaire Stadium. By the way, I just saw a line on the game tonight if people are interested. And for college baseball, they only have money line, so they only have win or lose. They don't have a run line like ECU -1 or 2 or whatever. ECU is -280, meaning they are big favorites tonight against North Carolina at home. You have to put basically $280 down if you want to win $100. So that tells you how big of a favorite ECU is tonight. I don't know who the heck's making these lines or how they could even determine college baseball lines. I'm just telling you the facts that ECU is a big favorite tonight at Clark LeClaire Stadium.
You couldn't have saved that so me and Shirley could have played a game of Guess the Line?
You only do that for women's basketball.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah, I don't want to lose at another game with you.
By the way, I watched the end of the UConn-Baylor game last night in women's hoops. It was a good finish.
That was a great finish, and I don't care what anybody says. That was a foul at the end. She should have went to the free throw line. However, having said that, UConn made that game way closer than it should have been down the stretch, because they had several opportunities at the free throw line to put that game away, and they didn't. So Baylor, they kept giving Baylor chances to beat them, and they had it. They just couldn't finish it.
The men's game, and at that point it had gotten close, but it was a bit of a dud for a while. And then leave it to Beaver.
Leave it to Beaver.
The Beavers made a nice run down the stretch to lose by 6, Chandler.
Yes, sir.
Which was
I'm totally fine with that.
Which was not bad at all. Houston beat Oregon State last night 67-61. Baylor wins 81-72 as an 8-point favorite against Arkansas.
My dad was telling me, I believe Oregon State had a tremendous record when it came to against the spread. I think they finished the season with like 22, and I can't remember the record, but the Oregon State Beavers, the Beavers, were the team to go with when it came to spreads.
Just could not say Beaver without saying Beaver.
Well, I mean, you look at what they've done lately, and the Oregon State Beavers went on an incredible run at the end of the season, and winning the Pac-12 to get to the NCAA tournament. They beat UCLA, Oregon, Colorado, all as underdogs. They went to the NCAA tournament, won as underdogs. So their season comes to an end, but a great showing by the Beavers in the tournament. How about the All-Texas Final Four matchup, Houston and Baylor? I like it.
Yeah, and it's weird because you think of teams like Texas Tech, Texas A&M, but no, it's the Cougars out of the American Athletic Conference making their appearance in the Final Four. Probably the last time the American has seen a team in the Final Four since UConn. Am I right? Or Wichita State, maybe?
I don't think UConn made it as an AAC member.
That might be right.
They made it previous to that.
Maybe one of their last years in the Big East.
Yeah. I don't know. Wichita State was not in the American when they made it either, I don't believe. I don't know if the Americans had a Final Four. I'm going off the top of my head here. I might be wrong. You can chime in if I am. Coming up tonight, right here on Pirate Radio, you can hear USC versus Gonzaga. Once again, incredible stat to consider. USC taking on the Zags tonight, and USC is an 8.5-point underdog. Gonzaga 29-0. 28 of those 29 games they have won by double digits. The only game they haven't was West Virginia earlier in the season.
Stats to consider.
Thank you. Who said go USC?
That would be me.
Surely.
Oh, you need Gonzaga to lose because you have Baylor.
Correct.
The Baylor Bears. So that is at 7:15. Our coverage begins 7 o'clock right here on Pirate Radio. And then in the nightcap, it'll be UCLA, the Bruins, trying to make it as a Pac-12 member. They take on Michigan.
So the national championship has a potential of it being Baylor versus Gonzaga, which was postponed earlier in the season.
Correct.
The top two teams were supposed to play, which was Gonzaga and Baylor.
And they've been 1-2 all season long
Basically,
together.
they postponed that game, tried to replay it, but I guess they ultimately said, we're just going to have to scrap this game. So now there is the chance of that being a possibility, the Bears and the Zags making it to the national championship game.
I love the upsets. I also love that the cream has risen to the top here lately. And we're going to have, if things go as planned tonight, a really good Final Four. I like the Baylor-Houston matchup. I think Michigan-Gonzaga would be an awesome game in the Final Four. All right, so there's your college hoops. Top story of the day here locally, another pause. The dreaded pause word, and ECU football has gone on a pause due to COVID-19 cases within the program. John Gilbert says, we made the decision to pause all football activities after speaking with our medical staff last night and again this morning. I know it's frustrating for our student athletes, coaches, and staff, but it's a stark reminder we continue to live in a pandemic. The safety of all individuals within the program remains of top priority. We will continue testing and make a decision early next week when we can return to activities. And I believe Stephen Igoe, who we will talk to coming up later on the show, said there were 14, per ECU, 14 positive cases have been identified within the football team.
Yeah, this is frustrating because, we're getting back into what seems to be some kind of normalcy. Each day we continue to see, restrictions being lifted, curfews are being lifted. So we're starting to, feel like things are getting back into normal or into somewhat normalcy. And, then there's this pause, and then you're like, well, we thought that the pauses were gone. We've seen pauses happen within the basketball program. We saw it happen twice. Football gets back into spring practice, something that they didn't even get a chance to do last season. And you're like, all right, so we're back into this, the way of, things are going at a normal speed, and then all of a sudden this pause comes, and then you're like, man. So, and it kind of hits you back into reality, like, hey, we're still in this pandemic. We're still trying to get through this. So the ECU football will have to take a little break. Things were getting just started. They got the pads on last week.
Felt like you had some momentum going.
Yeah, that's the frustrating thing about it is that, the first few days were just in shells and then, or, just no pads. And then the pads come on and then it's like, all right, football's here. And like you said, Glenn and Jenny have been doing a good job for Pirate Radio, getting some great content and seeing those videos really kind of got you back into the mood of normal football, spring football. And so now we won't be able to see those videos for at least 2 weeks.
Well, I mean that date is to be determined at this point, but now you just hope they can get back to it so they can have a spring game. Like they were scheduled to have their first scrimmage just Saturday.
Yeah.
So they weren't able to even get their first scrimmage in. Did some situational stuff last Saturday over at Dowdy Ficklin Stadium. But talk about what this setback means for the rest of the spring with Igoe and with Billy Weaver on today's show. More bad news, and we talked about it in the final hour of our show yesterday. But
don't mention it.
Yeah, Jaden Gardner entering the transfer portal. I put out on Twitter the all-portal team for ECU. At point guard, Noah Farrakhan. Mm-hmm. At shooting guard, Miles James. At small forward, Batumba Baruti. At power forward, Jaden Gardner.
Ugh.
At center, Edra Luster. That is a full team now in the portal for the Pirates, which we knew it was going to be a big number because there are a big number of players coming in for ECU, whether it be for seniors from the high school that'll be freshmen at ECU or transfers. And Joe Dooley actively looking in the transfer portal right now. But this one is this is a huge blow for the team now and for Joe Dooley, really. I mean, I'll be honest. I like to be honest with people. Like, I don't have any hope that ECU is going to be good in basketball next year after this news.
Yeah.
I don't have any hope at all that they're going to be any good next year.
I discussed this with you off the air one day. I remember when basketball season was just starting, I remember we were talking about getting old and staying old. I guess we'll have to try that again this upcoming season with all the new guys that are coming in and, the potential transfers coming in. I guess we'll try that once more. Maybe.
You're not going to be old, and it's going to be hard to stay old when you're not old.
Yeah.
And they might bring in some great players. That is to be determined. I'm just saying, as of right now, it's difficult for me to see ECU being good or competitive in the AAC with no players. They're going to have Brandon Suggs, hopefully, and heck, we don't even know. But I guess Suggs, Tristan Newton, decent little nucleus there of guys coming back. But outside of that, what else do you have? You got new players that we don't know yet that are unproven.
Another thing that this damages is the chemistry of the team. I remember going into the basketball season this year, we were talking about the familiarity of all the players that were on the basketball program with Jaden Garner, Tristan Newton, Baruti. A lot of those guys played together and had a lot of chemistry. Now you're bringing in a lot of guys that are going to have to try to reform a chemistry that was already there, but with the absence of a lot of the guys that were on the basketball team already and that are exiting right now, that chemistry is going to have to try to be reformed.
Well, my question is this. I mean, the last year, you almost have to toss out just simply because of COVID, the way the basketball season was kind of put together. There was a lot of starts. There was a lot of stops. I mean, there was just a lot of adversity. And I'm not saying that East Carolina was the only team that ever faced it. I mean, all the collegiate basketball teams faced this situation. But it just seems like, because what did we do the year before? Pretty much restarted, built a whole new team
around Jaden Gardner.
And then, and unfortunately COVID hit during a time where we felt like, we were just starting to get that cohesiveness because everybody was coming back, blah, 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 all that stuff. Now we're basically blowing up the team and starting over again because we got other players coming in, except we don't have that one central piece, that one piece of consistency that we did have for the last 2 years because now Jaden's gone. So you blow up the team, you start new. Okay, so what happens at the end of next season? If we have the same situation where we're not making any headway in the AAC, what do? Do you blow up the team again, start all over? I mean, it just seems like
basketball is now.
Yeah, because it just seems like there's just that even in the business world, they call it the high turnover rate. when you have a high turnover rate with employees, that doesn't always look so good. You know, the optics on that is not very good, because it's like, okay, well, why are these people leaving so quickly? Why are they leaving so much? And I'm asking the same question. And now, look, don't get me wrong. If Jaden decided that, you know, he wants to chase his dream of being being on a tournament team, a team that will be able to go to the NCAA tournament, you can't fault the kid for wanting to do that. He wants to chase his dream. That's what we all do. We want to chase our dreams. But it just seems like the turnover rate, and I don't know if it's because the portal is allowing you to do that because you can play immediately.
Everybody gets a one-time
and maybe
transfer.
that's the appeal to a lot of these players. Like, oh, well, if I leave now, I can go play somewhere else, like next season.
Well, honestly,
it's just frustrating as a fan to see these players just constantly. There's that constant turnover. Jaden looks like
Jaden's definitely leaving on his own accord. Nobody is asking him to leave, but in some of these cases, the coaches are probably helping a guy find a new home because they are bringing in better players, in their opinion, to take their spots. So players leave for different reasons.
Well, and I'm not saying that they're all are leaving for the exact same reason. It's just from an optics standpoint, when you have players that, you know, what did we used to say with the other teams that did it? You know, it was like a mass exodus. You know, and like I said, I don't know if it's the portal being attractive to other players because they can go somewhere else, but it just, you know, it takes so long to build chemistry. It takes so long to build. I mean, Mike Houston has even said it. How many years did he say that it took for him to build a cohesiveness on a team? At least a year, if not longer. So when you have that turnover, it's hard to get that cohesiveness, and I'm just not sure how you can build any type of success if you don't have it.
You brought up, Clip, you mentioned that this is something we could probably see every year in college basketball. Depending where you stand in college basketball, a program like East Carolina, the portal is probably going to be your worst enemy. For Power 5 teams, this is going to be your best friend. I mean, a lot of these blue bloods are going to be the landing spots for these great talents. So they're going to, I mean, depending on where you stand, if you're Kansas or if you're East Carolina, you're looking at this and going, okay, well, this transfer portal mess is really screwing up our program, or it's kind of, I guess they're being a bump on the road.
Yeah, you're right.
But then Kansas is like, oh, bring on the transfer portal. Gonzaga's like, bring on the transfer portal. You know, Carolina and State, they're like, bring on the we want these guys. They're going to come here.
That's true. But, I mean, Carolina, Duke, State, Virginia, I mean, all those, they're losing players, too.
Yeah,
but,
I mean,
but
Duke,
it's like a
Duke
reload,
lost a couple of players. I mean, they had a couple of quality players go into the transfer
But I agree
portal.
with what you're saying. They're going to keep good players and add more good players and restock. And maybe the portal's not good for the ECU basketball program, but the ECU basketball program has not been good long before the transfer portal was invented.
Yeah.
So
I just saw where Davidson has like a 2,000 point score that's going to be transferred into probably a Power 5 school. So like programs like Davidson, just to name off another person other than East Carolina. I mean, there's a handful of teams that are going to be affected by this. There's going to be a bunch of programs, especially in the Power 5 conferences, that's going to benefit from this transfer portal.
I was never a fan of people leaving early from college to head into the NBA. You know, I was never a fan of it, just because I'm kind of old school. I like to be able to, spend the next 4 years getting to know players on the team and that kind of thing. But I know that that's not college basketball these days.
Well, I mean,
everybody's kind of, it's kind of like a one and done situation where if they can't get the playing time that they want in one school, they're going to transfer somewhere else where they can. And to a certain degree, I don't fault them for that. But it's hard to get to know a team, and it's hard just as a fan in general. It's hard to get to know a team, and sometimes you might catch lightning in a bottle and have 5 guys that you could put out on the floor and have some level of success, which I thought we were starting to see that by building a team around Jaden because of that consistency. But now that that's gone, I just don't know. Can you do that again? Can you bring in these better players, but can you get them as 5 individuals to play as a team?
There is no more nucleus for East Carolina basketball. Our
that's
nucleus
my point.
is gone.
Yeah, that's my point. Is there's not a nucleus. There's not something to build around. We are literally blowing it up and starting over. And, so that, once again leaves ECU kind of in the balance, hanging in the wind a little bit, because you don't know what's going to happen next year. You don't know.
I know what's going to happen. We're not going to be any good.
Yeah, I mean,
prove me wrong. I'd love to be wrong.
So if we're not going to be any good, are we going to blow it up again, pull somebody else out of the portal? I mean, how are we going to do that?
We're going to keep blowing it up until we're good.
And there's going to be people on sites like Hoist the Colors pointing fingers. Where's the finger going to be pointed at in this situation if the program is not good? Is it going to be coaching? Is it going to be the transfer portal? What's going to be the blame? What's going to be the blame for East Carolina's woes in basketball that has been going on for 20 plus years now?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to go to Joe Dooley and leadership and
is that
everything.
Fair?
Well,
I mean, it's not fair, but you got to have results.
When you're in that position, you get the lion's share of the success and the praise, but you also get the lion's share of the criticism when things don't go right.
I'm not saying it's fair or not. I'm just asking,
I think it is fair because it's the coach's job to win.
Yeah. And my thing is,
and Joe Dooley knows this is a place that is nearly impossible to win.
Now, and if I'm a coach in college basketball, especially for a program like East Carolina, my goal is now to become a landing spot, like a Power 5 conference, become a landing spot for these transfers that are entering the portal. Win basketball games, compete for championships each year. Compete and be physical each year, and be that program that when players enter the transfer portal, they're like, all right, I got East Carolina on my radar.
Well, I mean, I see your point, but the way I look at it is
that's great. Like I want $1 million, but
you keep blowing up a team sooner or later. If you keep blowing things up, you're eventually going to blow up a hole in the ground, and then you're digging yourself out for forever and a day. And we've been doing that as a basketball program. So, and even Troy said it at one point when Joe Dooley was when he got hired. He said, if Joe Dooley can't do it here, nobody can do it.
Well, I don't know if that's true, but
I'm not saying that it's true. I'm just saying that seeing how things have progressed in the last couple of years, I mean, you start to wonder. That's all I'm saying.
But there's no way around it other than you're going to have to win basketball games for.
All you have to do is win. Winning cures everything. But
it's going to take. I'm not saying it's going to happen next year, but it's going to have to be built up in time.
Well, all right. All we have to do is something we've never done before, and that's win in basketball at ECU.
Well, you brought in Ryan Fitzpatrick to become your quarterback because, I mean, y'all ready to win, right?
You want to win right away.
I never said any of that.
I didn't say it was you.
Don't say I said what I didn't say. All right, we need to call Weave. I hope Weave's still there. That went on kind of long. Let's take a timeout. We'll come back. We're talking through our sorrows here.
This is what happens when your star basketball player transfers out of your program. You spend the first 25 minutes of the
We're
show
trying to unload our frustration
and unload your frustration on
Clip, and he has to deal with
the effects of the transfer.
This ain't the fifth quarter, Chandler.
Let's go to Chandler, who's in Studio B. Hey, Chandler.
317-1250 if you'd like to chime in on Jaden Gardner transferring or any other topics.
I bet we would get a lot of calls.
Well, I mean, the phone line is open. But next, we will talk to Billy Weaver. We'll give him a call and be back with more on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Farmville Flower Basket and Gifts is your hometown shop for gifts and fresh flowers. You can find unique items like Brewmate and apparel by Southern Couture, Simply Southern, and Bella Cotton. The Farmville Flower Basket also has items coming in daily for the spring and summer. Whether it's a gift or a flower arrangement for that special someone, you can find it at Farmville Flower Basket and Gifts. Give them a call today at 753-4217 or stop by their shop on Main Street in Farmville.
The best place in Greenville to unwind and have fun is AJ McMurphy's. AJ's is open every day with great food and great drink specials. Plus, you can always watch every game from NCAA hoops, Major League Baseball, NASCAR, and more. Looking for something to do? Stop by AJ's for Open Mic Mondays, sports trivia on Wednesdays, music bingo on Thursday, and live music every Friday and Saturday with no cover. AJ McMurphy's, Turnberry Square at Bell's Fork, and on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Whether you're flying for business or for pleasure, enjoy the friendly convenience of flying from your local airport to get you where you're going and then home again safely. For your next trip, remember, American Airlines is back at PGV. Book today at aa.com. Pitt Greenville Airport, where the pirates fly.
Your future is yours to create, and with the leadership development of Army ROTC, you're capable of taking command of it. Even in the midst of a pandemic, enrolling in Army ROTC prepares you to thrive as a full-time college student. Our specialized elective courses will equip you with the skills necessary to succeed in life, all while earning money for education. A strong future takes a strong force. Find out how to lead at goarmy.com/ECU. To learn more, contact Dale Anderson at 252-622-5346 or Anderson at ecu.edu.
If you are push mowing your yard using an inefficient lawn tractor, or your current zero-turn spends more time in the shop than mowing your grass, it's time you look at a Hustler zero-turn lawnmower. Residential mowers from Hustler are built like tanks and drive like sports cars. All Hustler mowers have fabricated, welded steel decks. Don't settle on cheap units with flimsy stamped decks from big box stores. Come see Ron Ayers Motorsports. It will guide you to the right mower for your property and your budget. Find us at Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11 north of the airport in Greenville.
Been pulled over for speeding and written a ticket? Then you need to call O'Neill's Speedometer Service in Greenville. O'Neill's can calibrate all vehicles for speeding tickets. All-wheel drives, no problem. 18-wheelers, no problem. Motorcycles, no problem. O'Neill's can also repair instrument gauges that have stopped working. Whether you drive a Ford or GMC, Greenville's trusted speedometer shop for over 30 years is O'Neill's. Call today for repairs or calibration work at 756-5050. O'Neill's Speedometer Service. Go Pirates!
Every team knows that the two-point play can be a winning move. That's why I'm here. State Farm agent Timothy Sawyer and my team are here to help you go for two by combining your home and auto insurance. It's a great call that saves you time and money. So go for the win and score some savings by combining your home and auto. It's just another way we're here to help life go right. Call me, Timothy Sawyer, at 493-0002 today.
BMS Builders is your premier custom builder in eastern North Carolina. With Blackwood and Mills Creek in Greenville, Dalton's Cove in Farmville, and Belmar in Ayden, these are just a few of the developments featuring BMS Builders homes. They can build the home of your dreams. Just ask Dr. Dennis Ross in Greenville or East Carolina football coach Mike Houston. They built their homes, and they can build yours as well. BMS Builders. Give them a call at 916-1578 for BMS Builders.
This is Mike Houston, head football coach at East Carolina University, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your personal and business needs. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. You've worked hard to start your business and are working even harder to make it successful, and that's why it's important to have a bank in your corner when you need them. As the business world throws you curveballs, Select Bank and Trust is here to be responsive to your needs. Select Bank's team of local bankers can make local decisions and cares about you, the customer. Get the business services that are right for your business today with Select Bank and Trust. Bank local, bank select. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, thank you, Shirley Rhodes. Chandler Honeycutt here, intern Tully here as well. Coming up at 6 o'clock, the Pirate Radio podcast. Special press box edition coming up, just recorded earlier this afternoon, so you can hear that at 6 o'clock. Pirate Radio podcast presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. And tonight it'll be Troy D., Billy Weaver, Brian North, and myself on the Pirate Radio podcast. So you'll hear Weave then. You'll hear a little bit of Billy Weave right now as he joins us on the Fixed NC Live line. Billy, how you doing, man?
Doing good, Clip. How about you?
Doing great.
Saw you.
What was that?
I said, seems like I just saw you.
Oh, okay. I thought you said something else.
Oh, yeah, it definitely did not sound like that.
It sounded like I said, Weave, how are you? And you said, F you.
That's exactly what it sounded like.
I can't wait to listen back to that. I was really shocked. All right.
Subliminal message.
Maybe so. All right. We talked about the Jaden Gardner news for too long before we called you. That's why we're calling you so late. And we brought this up today on the press box, which people can hear at 6. But I'm going to feel a little awkward if Terquavion Smith, Baby T, and Jaden Gardner end up at NC State, because I'll never root for NC State, but I want those guys to do well. Like, that's going to be a weird feeling. We talked about it. Would you rather him end up at a Triangle ACC school, or maybe Houston, who has reached out and who really likes Jaden Gardner? We both said NC State just because you can avoid playing Jaden Gardner. It would really stink if you had to play Jaden twice next year if you went to an AAC school.
Yeah, I've kind of switched my thought about that a little bit.
Okay.
For this very reason. First of all, you just said it. You root for the guy. He's a good guy. He gave ECU all he could. He really did. And this was a decision that he and his family made for the betterment of the student athlete. He gave ECU his all. So I don't blame him for going into the transfer portal. With that being said, we like the guy. We're probably going to root for him wherever he goes. Is there a chance that East Carolina is going to win the American? And if he goes to a place like Houston or Cincinnati or Memphis, is there a chance that ECU is going to beat those teams anyway? It's not the rival of the NC State or UNC, which East Carolina is not going to play them in basketball anyway. So I'm okay with it. I said earlier that, I wouldn't want to see him go to another American team. And we kind of referred to it like in the NFL. If, say, you're the Washington football team, well, you don't want to trade your best player or let your best player be released and go to the Cowboys or the Giants or the Eagles. You want them out of the division. This is a kind of a different case. I can't say I wouldn't mind seeing Jaden again, if he comes into Minji's Coliseum next year, to say hey and watch him. So I'm kind of on the fence about that.
It would be awkward for sure. Billy Weaver joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. We've ECU football back in the news for the wrong reasons, and we talked about it earlier. Seems like they were getting some momentum. Mike Houston was fired up with the physical practices and the contact and the pads popping, and then today you get the news that ECU is going on a pause within the football program. No spring football practice until they get this COVID cluster settled. And just a shame when you finally felt like you had a little momentum going here in the spring.
Yeah, it really does suck. There's no other way to put it. They go from heavy contact to contact tracing, and that's just the reality of what we're in right now. The one thing that, it doesn't surprise me that they've been put on pause because of a COVID issue. That's something that could happen to anybody, any team, and it's not just football. It could happen to the baseball program. It could happen to any team that's playing right now. It could happen to. So that's not a surprise that it happened. The surprising part to me that it was 14 cases. That just seems like a lot. A cluster is considered and defined, I guess, by the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services or whatever it is, or whoever puts that out, as a 5 cases or more, and 14 is a huge cluster. So that's the part that surprised me, that there are so many cases.
Billy Weaver joining us, and hopefully that can get settled and they can get back on the field, Weave, because you're looking at a spring game coming up. I mean, ECU was trying to get their first scrimmage in this Saturday. They were going to have a couple of scrimmages before the spring game, and now you just wonder how long it's going to take to get back on the field and hopefully finalize what they've been able to at least get started on this spring.
Well, you know what? If I had to guess, and this is completely speculation on my part, a 100% guess. But like I said, with so many cases, I mean, I just don't know if they're going to be able to get back on the field this spring, because that's a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, if it were one guy, or if it was a situation where maybe a staff member tested positive and there was some contact tracing where a few players had to be in quarantine or something, this is a big one. It really is.
Yeah, 14's a big number.
Yeah, and you're talking about 14 days of quarantine and stuff. Well, you only have a certain amount of window and a certain amount of practices that you can get in during the spring. And like I said, total speculation on my part, but I don't see them getting back on the field this spring. I hope they do. I really do, because like you said, they were getting things rolling. They were starting to really find their identity in a very physical way under Mike Houston, and it was good for them. And especially not having a spring last year because of COVID, no spring practice. They desperately needed this year, and all football teams do. Unfortunately, it's just kind of the sign of the times right now.
Billy Weaver joining us as we bounce around topics here. Weave ECU baseball. I'm sure Cliff Godwin and company ready to get back on the field after losing 2-1 to Elon on Saturday. If you want to spin it glass half full, Weave, they went to Elon and outscored the Phoenix, 16-2 in 2 games. The bad news is they lost one of those games 2-1. They lost to North Carolina last week. They'll try to get some revenge on the Tar Heels coming up tonight, 6:30.
Yeah, and the Tar Heels are coming in here off a sweep at the hands of NC State. And NC State, I think they're 8-9 right now, so they're not lighting the world on fire. Obviously, they played some very heavy competition. NC State was swept, I think, by 7th-ranked Louisville. So, I mean, they played some tough competition. But, right now, these are 2 teams that are meeting for the second time in a week that kind of need a win to get some confidence. I mean, they're very good baseball programs, don't get me wrong, by any stretch of the imagination. They're both top 25 teams. East Carolina ranked anywhere from 8 to 15, and North Carolina anywhere from like 11 to 24. So it just depends on who you listen to or whatever. But these are 2 top 25 teams that are going to meet again, and North Carolina is going to want to come in here and play their best baseball. I would imagine they're going to put everything on the line tonight, just because of the fact that they don't want to go back home on the heels of 4 straight losses. And East Carolina, that would be 3 losses in their last
4 games.
Lose.
Yeah.
So this is a big game for both of these teams.
And a big week, Billy. Well, I'm fascinated to see the first 4-game series in the AAC, ECU and Cincinnati going at it this weekend, Thursday, 2 on Friday, 1 scheduled for Saturday. We'll talk some Pirate baseball coming up on Wednesday's show with Corey Glore. He'll join us on the he'll join us probably right here in the Pirate Radio studios. We'll also have a Major League Baseball preview coming your way on Wednesday with Malcolm Gray, our annual look around the MLB. I know what you're going to say. You're going to say the Mets are going to get off to a good start and then get hurt and all that. But the NL East, once again, we say it just about every year, looks like one of the best divisions in baseball, with the Braves, who have won it 3 years in a row. The Phillies roster looks like certainly a postseason roster. Mets pitching, and they add Francisco Lindor to the mix with the bat and in the field. They look good. Washington Nationals, always pesky, great pitching at the top with Scherzer, and the Marlins were a playoff team last year. So I think it's going to be a fun Major League Baseball season, especially within our own division, Weave.
Yeah, it is one of the toughest divisions there is. It kind of reminds me of the old NFC East in the NFL, where week in and week out you would see these teams beating up on one another because they were all so good. And that's the case with the National League East and Major League Baseball. These teams are really good. Your Braves, I know they're always kind of been a thorn in the side of my Mets. But yeah, it's going to be fun to watch some baseball. But yeah, you're exactly right. When it comes to the Mets, Francisco Lindor, that is a great pickup for them, a huge pickup for them. Pitching, and that's the thing about the NL East, is what I'm so impressed about is the strength of the pitching staff, top to bottom in the league. And, there are a lot of people that, of course, like to see a lot of offense and big hitters and stuff, but when you talk NL East, I think whoever keeps their pitching staff and their starting rotations intact is definitely going to be a front runner in this division.
Billy Weaver joining us. What are the stands going to look like in Major League Baseball stadiums? Well, depends on what stadium you're looking at and where that stadium is located, as the Rangers are said to have 100% capacity. We'll talk to Mark Brown, CamdenChat.com. I think the O's are going 25% at Camden Yards, so it's going to be different for every stadium. Just saw a statement on Twitter. Roger Goodell says the league expects to have full stadiums during the 2021 season. That's easy to say now, We'll see what it looks like coming up in September. But that was the statement that just came out regarding the NFL. Before we let you go, Billy, your thoughts on Dirt at Bristol. I know you were kind of excited about the idea. How about the execution? What did you think of it yesterday?
Loved it. I thought it was great. I thought the fans liked it. Now, I'm saying that as an outsider looking in, watching it on television. Now, with that being said, am I that big of a NASCAR fan where I would go to Bristol and sit in the stands and come home with grit in my teeth? Maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I think if there's ever been a made-for-television event, this is it. And it was kind of like you and I were talking earlier today. It's kind of like when you're sitting in your comfy living room, and the temperature on 72 degrees, you got your cold beer beside you and a bag of chips, and you're watching the Green Bay Packers and Minnesota Vikings in 4 below zero with snow coming down in buckets.
It looks great on HD, Weave, right? But maybe not so much in the stands.
But yeah, so I don't know if I want to go to one of those. But it was a hit because midway through the race on Monday, NASCAR officials there at Bristol Motor Speedway, the Bristol officials, went on their Jumbotron there and said, hey, the spring race next year is going to be on dirt again. So that's what's going to be very fun to watch. What I want to see is, kind of at PNC Arena, you've probably seen it like anywhere else. You see the time-lapse video of changing from a hockey rink to basketball. I want to see the going from concrete to dirt, back to concrete, back to dirt, the time-lapse for that, and just to see how it all unfolds. It's a major undertaking, but it's really cool.
Billy Weaver joining us. Weave, how about it? 7 races now and 7 different winners. Do we have another new winner coming up at Martinsville on Sunday? Or this is Saturday night, I believe.
Yeah, well, this Sunday, of course, is off.
Yeah, Easter. Yep.
So it's going to be another week until we go to Martinsville. The paperclip is, Denny Hamlin's been running very well. Denny was very disappointed with himself. He was in a situation where had he been kind of one of those old Ironhead kind of drivers where he decided, okay, well, I'm gonna punt Joey Logano out and go old bump and run on him. Instead, he went to the outside groove and tried to pass him, the good way, I guess to say, and he was kicking himself afterwards. So Denny's very strong at Martinsville. So if the bite of this loss at Bristol that he thought he could have won that race, if it stays around for another couple of weeks, look out for Denny at Martinsville.
And that stinks to realize that, I'm off. I got to wait a whole nother week until Martinsville. I forgot about that, Weave, but thank you for the reminder. No racing this weekend. Billy, appreciate you joining us, man. We'll hear more from Weave coming up 6 o'clock on the Press Box right here on Pirate Radio, a special Pirate Radio podcast edition of the Press Box. We'll talk to you again soon, Weave.
All right, man, and that's a good thing for Troy Dreyfuss that you have a week off. That means you can't take more of his money now.
Well, 1-2 in a row. It felt good to take a 20 spot from him today. I won't deny that. Later, Weave, there's Billy Weaver joining us, and we'll take a time out, wrap up hour 1. When we return, I want to play back what Billy Weaver said at the beginning of that segment. Have y'all listened to it?
Yeah, we actually pulled it up while you were still talking to Billy.
Did it sound like what I thought it sounded?
Yes.
All right, I want to hear that again.
Well, I didn't know that you had listened to it, too, because I have it pulled up ready to show you. Because
I haven't listened to it since he said it live.
Oh, man.
I was talking to Weave live on the air.
I didn't know if you went back and listened to it while he was talking at one point. But no, I have it pulled up.
I would never do that. I'm always paying attention to the guest.
Well, I've got it pulled up, and I'm going to show it to you. It's incredible how
Hold on, I'm listening to it while you talk to me. All right, what'd you say?
All right, let's go to break.
Your power's out. There's a water leak. What do? For these and other utility-related emergencies, you need service, and you want it fast. There are 2 things you can do to get the quickest response if you're a GUC customer. First, you can call the hotline at 1-855-767-2482 and report any utility-related emergency. That number is also on GUC.com. Or second, you can give GUC your phone number. The hotline process is quickest when their account records have your current phone number. Service you can count on. Greenville Utilities.
0% alcohol, 0 grams of sugar, full Budweiser flavor. For all the moments you want a beer and need to stay on your game. Working like I'm buzzing, bet I'm bugging for the Budweiser Zero. Zero alcohol. Zero compromise.
You've worked hard to start your business and are working even harder to make it successful. That's when it's most important to have a community bank and a local banker in your corner. This is Eric Clark from Select Bank and Trust. Our team of local bankers care about you, our customer, and the communities in which we all live and serve together. As the business and economic conditions of 2020 threw you many curveballs, our team at Select Bank and Trust remains steadfast in being responsive to your ever-changing needs. In 2021, choose Select Bank and Trust. Bank local, bank select, member FDIC.
Hey Pirate Nation, Big Ed Watkins here. As a former ECU football player, America's Gas Man, 3-time NASCAR champion, and 3-time Daytona 500 champion, I know what it takes to win. I also know what it takes to make folks happy on the water. When I'm not at the track, I'm making deals at the hottest boat dealership in North Carolina. If you're in the market for a boat, shop us online now at edwatkinsmarine.com. We will deliver anywhere. And if you buy a boat from me, Pirate Nation, I will personally deliver it. I love Eastern North Carolina, and we are ready to deal with lots of inventory on hand. We are your one-stop shop for sales and service. Get on the water now with the help of Ed Watkins Marine, and go Pirates!
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by GolfKnickers.com, the world's leader in traditional golf apparel. Hosts Mark Greenhalgh and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop.
This tax season, get more in return during Bostic Sugg Furniture's Tax Mania. Update your home for less with savings of 15% off throughout the store. Living room, dining room, and bedroom furniture at savings of 15% off. Save up to 70% off clearance items or get 48 months special financing. Now's the time to get a better night's sleep on a Scott Living or Restonic mattress and enjoy 48 months special financing. Your tax dollars go farther during Tax Mania, now at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
If you love the food at Villa Verde, and hey, who doesn't? Now Villa Verde makes it even easier for you to order takeout. Tell us about it, Jay.
If you go to myvillaverde.com, you can order online, and we'll have it ready for you to go. Plus, you can pick it up at either one of our locations. No waiting in line to pay, and no waiting at all. Just pick it up and go. With online ordering from myvillaverde.com or from our mobile app, plus even from our Facebook page. Villa Verde, now with 2 Greenville locations to serve you. Villa Verde, a platform for good.
Pirate Radio! Pirate Radio! Pirate Radio!
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your personal and business needs. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Are you in outside sales and looking for an opportunity to increase your earning potential? Copy Pro has been in Eastern North Carolina for over 45 years and continues to grow each year, and they are in need of more sales professionals with a desire to potentially make a 6-figure income. Do you have what it takes? Visit copypro.net today to submit your resume and to learn more. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
Rolling right along here on a Tuesday edition of PRL with a lot of news coming out. If you want to see the news, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and now on Twitter at our secondary site because we are still
waiting to get out of jail.
Yeah, Twitter jail for some dumb reason.
I think we're past jail.
Whoa, I did not know you were there. Hey, Glenn.
Whoa,
sometimes a dog will sneak up on you. I mean, it happened.
Dude, that was like ninja move.
For folks that don't know, Glenn isn't the smallest guy in the world, but he's a sneaky fella. How'd you get up here? All right.
I mean, and I'm sitting right next to him. I didn't even know he was there.
Was Chandler mad at me for trolling him on the air last segment?
Yes.
He is protesting. All right. I thought Billy...
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You go ahead.
Well, you mentioned some news, and you mentioned Baby T, and I wanted to bring up something that came up earlier today.
Terquavion Smith.
Yes, Terquavion Smith has been selected to participate in the 2021 Allen Iverson Classic that will be played for the first time in Memphis. It'll be May 7th and 8th, and there are two teams. The team that Terquavion is on is coached by Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes.
Wow. Whoa.
That is like a scared straight episode right
keep
there.
Him out of that building.
Get him away.
And he will go up against a team coached by Rasheed Wallace and Bonzi Wells.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
And it's called the Allen Iverson Round Ball Classic.
Marijuana Classic.
NBA scared straight.
And I believe this event will be showcased on Showtime because it has the Showtime logo down here in the bottom corner.
Read all about it in High Times magazine. What a collection of former players.
Like, if you asked me for my if you could put 4 NBA players in a room, that might have been my answer.
How many come out alive? That
is bizarre.
Steven Jackson.
Okay, that's great for
Matt
Baby T. And you said it's going to be televised? That'll be cool.
It looks like it because it has the Showtime logo and it says Showtime Basketball. So
I wonder if they do it live or if they shoot it and then make a
Hard
Knocks.
Yeah. Is this like an off?
Hey, Chandler.
Is this like an off brand of like the All-American, the McDonald's All-American game?
I mean,
I
it's like
don't
a twist. It's probably like a.
This is the Burger King All-Nation game.
I mean, it could be a hipper version, quote unquote.
The Wendy's version?
I mean,
it's like a rockin' jock.
There's a lot more star power here than in a McDonald's game. I mean, McDonald's, you got Ronald, Grimace,
Hamburglar.
The Hamburglar.
A lot of star power
in the players, but they don't have AI or Rasheed.
No.
Or Captain Jack.
I mean, all of those people I love.
Bobcats legend, Steven Jackson.
I wouldn't trust them or want to be around them, but I enjoy all 5 of those people.
What a collection they have compiled there. What's up, Chan Man?
What's going on?
Chan Smack. Hilarious. Welcome to the jungle. There was an incident when Billy Weaver joined us earlier. I don't know if Glenn's heard this.
Can we hear it? Can we make a decision on this?
It sounds so familiar that I'm afraid to play it over the air.
Right. Like, he didn't say what I thought he said, but it like...
Sure?
His phone went Brian North for a little bit. It kind of cut in and out.
Yeah.
And man, it made a profanity phrase.
And again,
the phone made one?
I don't know, but the phone. Well, let's just put it this way: it got to a point where I thought the phone threw Weave under the bus.
All right, so here it is. We didn't beep it out because he didn't say a bad word.
It's just the way it sounded
like he did. So here it goes. You'll hear a little bit of Billy Weave right now as he joins us on the Fixed NC Live line. Billy, how you doing, man?
Doing good, Clip. How about you?
Doing great.
Saw you.
What was that?
I said, seems like I just saw you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, it definitely did not sound like that.
Glenn, what do you think?
Man.
Should we not play that again?
I think that one's going in the trash. I think that's going in the do not play folder.
Yeah, let's not do
Oh, wow.
I think we're tempting fate.
Okay, so first of all, it really didn't sound as bad the first time as it did the second time.
It sounded like one of those prank calls on the 5th quarter.
It is very clear.
Where...
See, that's the thing.
I'm going to trust Weave and just say whatever he was saying was cut out, and he was saying...
But there was no part that was cut out. That's the thing, is that
I can't play it again. I've already closed the file.
We don't need to play it again.
There was no space that were of jumbledness.
He was saying it to Tyler Feldman.
I believe that.
Yeah, could have been.
All I know is that
happened.
If he did that intentionally, he did a real quick recovery. Let's just put it that way, because I mean, Clip asked like almost immediately, "What did you say?"
I said, "What was that?"
And he came back and he said, "It seems like I just saw you."
But
so I mean, it was pretty fluid the way he said it. So if he said it on purpose, he recovered quickly.
So the only thing, like, I feel like it sounds like he said it into the phone. Like he didn't turn his head away to say it to somebody else in the room with him at the time.
Maybe he had a bet going or something. I don't know.
It seems like he said it into the phone, so I want to give him the benefit of the doubt.
His response sounded kind of like it was very sarcastic, kind of like one of those situations where you say something under your breath and you go, "What did you just say to me?" And it's like, "Oh, nothing. I just said."
I said, "Lovely weather we're having."
Yeah.
I'd say your hair looks nice.
Chad says, "Can you guys play that again?" Not sure what I heard. No, we cannot play it
I
again.
can't do it again. I closed the
I'll
file.
put it up on Twitter later. I like it, and we'll get a poll. Redbeard had a question about the AI tournament that Terquavion Smith's playing in. He says, "Will there be practice?"
Practice.
Pretty
Talk
good.
about practice.
Pretty good, Redbeard. Pretty good.
I want to see the uniforms because if they're not right,
well,
they got to be sick uniforms.
They also have to go back to those guys' era and bring back the.
That's what I mean by they got to be right.
Oh, yeah, they got to.
That's what I mean by right.
When the team meets for the first time, somebody's going to raise their hand and go, "Coach, when's the first practice?" And he's going to go, "Practice." See you on game day.
Not a game, but practice.
I don't necessarily think that Allen's going to be
Allen.
They're on a first name basis.
Yeah,
I'm kind of surprised it's in Memphis and not in Norfolk.
Why? He's a Memphis Grizzly legend.
He did finish his career with the Grizz. This is true.
I do know that this is. I do know this is being played for the first time in Memphis. Let's see how long this thing has been going on.
It's a shame they can't have it at the Pyramid.
Where is it at? FedEx Forum?
Well, it can't be at the Pyramid. The Pyramid's a Bass Pro Shop now.
It's at Elvis Presley's house in the backyard.
All right.
Okay, so I just pulled. Oh, they have merch.
They have shorts.
Ooh,
hey, if we
they
have
T-shirts and hats. Oh, they got a hat right up your alley.
If we have a Hornets watch along, let's get a jersey
of the
Iverson Classic
celebrity game, whatever. All right, sounds good. Shirley, take us to break.
I couldn't have picked
I'm trying to.
A better segment to jump on.
Okay, so this is a
Glenn's in a good mood because he don't have to go to practice on Saturday.
Practice?
Because there is no practice.
Well, me and Glenn discussed today that there would be a potential big dog run-in. There was a run-in, but we did not
a story
discuss,
that's out there.
We did not discuss what I'm afraid to bring up with Glenn.
There's a story. I mean, the story, the Tennessee Jaden Gardner story.
It's not a story. You always say there's like...
What about a story?
Okay,
it was on Vols 24/7.
What was?
Tennessee and Stephen Igoe put out that
Tennessee in conjunction with Stephen Igoe,
whatever the Tennessee version of Stephen Igoe is, put out a story about that they were interested in Jaden.
Okay, a lot of teams are.
There's a lot of teams.
I got a taste for Rick Barnes. I need it.
A bad taste.
Okay, so this is the information that I've got. Okay, so it used to be called the Iverson Classic. Now it's called something different. Showtime Basketball, home to an unparalleled lineup of basketball content, will be the presenting sponsor of the high school All-American game. And then it says this will mark the second time the brands. I'm going. Hold on just a minute. It will show the events, but it will also have a short form documentary. There's two teams: Team Loyalty and Team Honor. That's what they're calling
because
it.
When you think of Bonzi Wells and Steven Jackson, you think of Loyalty,
Matt Barnes,
and Honor.
Barnes. It started in 2017, and according to this, it represents a disruptive, independent new force in the sports world. Soon to be NBA stars train and compete under the guidance of Allen Iverson and other NBA legends, and it's going to feature a gauntlet of events on the first May 7th. It'll have a dunk contest, 3-on-3 game, and more, and then the All-American game itself will be played on May 8th.
Do you work for these people?
I am reading what it says on the damn website. Will you give me a minute?
I did the Matt Barnes basketball thing to Chandler, and he didn't
flinch.
He didn't flinch. He blinked.
I didn't know what you were doing. I was like, what the hell is Clip doing?
You didn't get the reference at first,
but now I do.
Well, Kobe didn't know what he was going to do either, and
that's one of the most bad.
That's because he was like 3 feet away.
That's
Nobody
one of the
wants
most
to talk about that.
That's one of the most badass videos I've ever seen in my life.
Have you ever seen it from a different angle though?
Go to Glenn's conspiracy website. It's not about aliens or the government. It's about Kobe Bryant and Matt Barnes.
If
and
you've seen that
infamous moment.
exact video from a different angle, it doesn't look nearly as cool.
Just let us like things, Glenn. Why do you have to crap on everything?
I don't. I'm in a pretty good mood.
I know
Pretty
you are.
happy.
You are. Big Dog's in a good
Pretty
mood.
happy today.
All right, Shirley, are you done with the tournament?
I'm going to break because I don't like none of y'all right now.
You're trolling Shirley now. The trolling is
I'm
not
picking a different person every segment.
Tell her you might want to leave now.
Boy, Igoe's got it coming in hour 2. I can tell you that. The birthday boy, Stephen Igoe, will join us. But coming up next, we will talk about the O's. We have Orioles baseball coming back to Pirate Radio. Mark Brown, CamdenChat.com joins us with a preview when we return after this.
Hey O's fans, the all-new 2021 5-game flex plan is available now at Orioles.com/flex, providing you with the ultimate flexibility to select the games that fit your schedule and priority before the general public to select your games, including popular promo dates like the Jim Palmer bobblehead and Birdland Hawaiian shirt. Starting at just $99, you'll save big over single-game ticket costs, plus all plans are protected by O'Surance. Visit Orioles.com/flex.
Hey, Eastern North Carolina, this is Miles Minges. And this is Landon Minges with Minges Bottling Group. We are proud to announce that Pepsi is once again the official soft drink of the ECU Pirates. That's right, Miles. Our family's purple and gold roots run deep. From founding members of the Pirate Club, alumni, and even a team physician, our support over the last 60 years has never wavered. We are Pirates. We're excited to be back at ECU and are honored to serve our great customers throughout Eastern North Carolina. Not only is this the birthplace of Pepsi-Cola, this is our home. Cheers, Pirate Nation. I like the sound of that. Support local, drink local, stay safe, and drink Pepsi.
Domino's week-long carry-out deal means you can carry out 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each every day. That's right, $7.99 each, and every day means any day. But just in case there's any confusion, we've set up a helpful website to confirm if today's a day you can carry out 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each at Domino's. Just go to howabouttoday.com to find out if Domino's week-long carry-out deal is valid today. Spoiler alert, it is. Carry out only. You must ask for this limited time offer. Prices, participation, and charges may vary. Excludes extra large and specialty pizzas. Crust availability varies by size.
UBE and PirateWear.com are proud to offer the Pirate Nation its largest inventory ever. Brand new Adidas is arriving daily, along with Under Armour, Columbia, and Russell Athletic. UBE is loaded with cargo, and new items are being added daily to PirateWear.com. Be sure to check out our children's store, The Crow's Nest, for all of your young pirates. UBE and PirateWear.com, an ECU tradition for 50 years. Go Pirates!
If you wake up in the morning with a backache, feeling more tired than you did when you went to bed, you probably need a new mattress. And the best place to get that mattress is Factory Mattress. Hi, I'm Kirk Smith, General Manager. For more than 40 years, Factory Mattress has been Greenville and Wilson's local mattress dealer. We guarantee the lowest price on the area's best selection with over 50 models to choose from. No seconds or overruns. Factory Mattress offers only first quality direct from the manufacturer. Sealy Posturepedic, Beautyrest, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic. The most highly trained sales associates with over 60 years of combined experience. Same as cash financing with zero interest up to 48 months and free local delivery. Face it, to have a good day, you've got to have a good night. So sleep better knowing you saved money at Factory Mattress, locally owned on Greenville Boulevard in Greenville, on Forest Hills Road in Wilson, on the web at FactoryMattressUSA.com, and a proud member of Pirates Supporting Pirates.
In studio with Dr. Shondell Jones from Kinetic Physical Therapy. Dr. Jones, you guys are expanding and growing.
Yeah, we sure are. One of the things that a lot of people don't know is that we actually have a pediatric practice as well. It's called Kinetic Pediatric Therapy. We've got speech, physical, and occupational therapy there just for kids. If you're concerned about your child's development or just want to make sure they're on track, you can bring them in for a screen. If they need evaluation, we're able to do that and help them continue to develop. For more information, you can visit us at kptkids.com or give us a call, 689-6043.
It's bow time. There's something special about the first bite of a Bojangles Cajun Filet biscuit, like an edible alarm clock that slaps you awake with bold Cajun flavor. The moment you sink your teeth into that soft, fluffy, made-from-scratch biscuit, then strike gold with a juicy piece of fried chicken, you'll know. Nothing beats the first bite, except the second first bite. Get a Cajun filet biscuit combo for just $4.99. It's bow time.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, W224EI Greenville, WDLX Washington, and W281CH Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. From sales to service, Greenville Auto World has all of your vehicle needs covered. Shop all of their inventory now at greenvilleautoworld.net. If you're also looking for someone to service your vehicle, Greenville Auto World has a full service and repair facility. Brakes, oil changes, tires, inspections, and they can repair any kind of vehicle. Greenville Auto World across from Speedway at Bells Fork and online at greenvilleautoworld.net. Thanks to Tim Sutton and Jim Rogers of Greenville Auto World for their sponsorship of the program. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, Shirley's working and Chandler's working, so none of y'all are looking at social media, and don't look at social media for a moment.
Why?
Because we're going to play a new game.
Uh-oh.
It's called What Pirate Basketball Player Has Entered the Transfer Portal? Again. 1 minute ago from Stephen Igoe on Twitter. Our contestants today are from Farmville, North Carolina, Shirley Rhodes, and from
parts unknown, out there in the country.
You say not Clinton.
Well, I say Clinton because nobody knows where Salemburg is.
Salemburg. Okay, that's the one I was looking for.
Out in the sticks.
From the sticks, Chandler Honeycutt.
Hey, Clip, how are you doing today?
You almost got me.
Isn't that how the contestants are? They always introduce
but I
them
thought you were referring to me asking Weaver how he was doing.
Oh yeah, no, let's not go down that rabbit hole again.
Chandler, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us a funny story.
Oh well, cool, neat story.
I heard you do impressions. Is that true?
Yeah, well, I don't want to get into that, but I was a long snapper, and now I'm in radio.
Was that a nervous laugh?
Yes.
Shirley, how about you? I heard you dated a murderer.
Yeah. I also used to drive a limo.
That was a nervous laugh.
Yeah.
You drove a limo. Pretty cool.
Yes.
All right, so our question here today, what pirate has entered the transfer portal?
Tristan Newton.
Oof. Ow. Take the heart out of my chest. No, luckily that is incorrect.
All right, that's who my guess was going to be. Has Charles Coleman been is he in the portal yet?
What do you mean?
Is he in there now? Has he already been announced?
Is that your guess?
Yes.
Charles Coleman is correct. Well done, Chandler Honeycutt. You walk away with
Chandler, you suck.
No prizes today.
Charles,
Charles,
why is it that every time we have this game, you win?
I'm sorry.
Chandler's a lucky fella.
I need some lottery numbers. Can I get some numbers from you later?
7, 14, 23, 76, and 89.
There you go. And he's sharing that with all of our listeners.
And the Powerball is...
All right, let's so we'll get more on that with Stephen Igoe joins us. That is now 6 if my count is correct. Farrakhan, James, Baruti, Gardner, Luster, Coleman.
I want to say that when we had the watch along and it wrapped up, we were talking about potential players exiting. I want to say no, it was I can't remember who the first one was to enter the portal for ECU, but I remember saying the next one would be Charles Coleman. Obviously, I was wrong, but I always had that feeling that Charles was going to enter at some point, and that happened to be the day.
Jay Johnson correctly guessed or cheated and said Charles Coleman. Robert says it's Salemburg where the police academy is.
That's right, Justice Academy.
Robert, you are correct. Steve says he wants to buy a gift for someone, but they're only available during Christmas. That is a reference to Jonathan Ellerby's outrageous statement yesterday.
Preposterous!
That jelly beans are only sold during Easter season.
I want to work on my Stephen A. Smith so I could talk about that take.
It was What does he always say?
Preposterous. It's absolutely preposterous.
Preposterous. All right, let's
bonafide scrub.
Let's take a trip out to the Fixed NC Live line and talk a little baseball as the Orioles get their season underway on Thursday, I believe, against Shirley Rhodes Red Sox. Coming up this week, we'll have O's baseball for you on Pirate Radio this spring and summer on into the fall. And joining us to talk about the O's and MLB is Mark Brown from CamdenChat.com. Mark, welcome back to the show. How you doing today?
Cliff, I'm doing pretty good. I hope you're all doing well down there, too.
Yes, sir, doing well. And, man, what a great time in the sports year. We've got a top 15 baseball team to follow here locally with the East Carolina Pirates. We got high school football going on, spring football, the NCAA tournament, and might as well throw a little March Madness and throw a little NBA, NHL, and Major League Baseball into the mix. Everything going on right now, and let's preview the 2021 O's. And Mark, of course, the Orioles in a rebuild right now. Everybody is aware of that. What is the feeling in Baltimore about this 2021 team? What kind of expectations can you have for a team like Baltimore that is expected to lose a lot of games, but hopefully see a lot of young talent in 2021?
Well, it's funny. I guess the one exciting thing is probably the outfield. There's a lot of young players who had a good spring training, especially. You had like the Austin Hayes and Cedric Mullins, and of course, can there be a good follow-up season from Anthony Santander after he had a good 5 months in 2019 before falling off in September, and he was very hot for, I think, 37 games last year before he had an oblique injury. So, I mean, there's some excitement to see how those guys are going to be able to do. And then there's the rest of the roster. I mean, you got the pitching staff. John Means, is kind of exciting after his 2019 being the All-Star and the runner-up for Rookie of the Year. I'm kind of interested in the Dark Knight Matt Harvey comeback story in Baltimore. He's done better than I expected in spring training. Of course, Felix Hernandez did not make it onto the team, but Harvey seemed like he was doing well in the games, and in interviews he just seemed like he had the right attitude, recognizing that he needed to do something different to get back to his old success, and it seemed like the Orioles were helping him achieve that. So, I mean, that's not a young guy, but I'm kind of interested to see how he does. But, like, a lot of the young pitching that you're really going to be looking for in the future is not in the rotation to start the season. There's guys that are going to be starting at Norfolk, like Zach Lowther, Michael Baumann, and even Keegan Aiken, who I started spring training thinking he was definitely headed for the Orioles rotation, ended up not having a very good camp and got optioned to the minors. You even got some more fringe guys like the Australian prospect Alexander Wells. I'm hoping we'll see these guys by July or August or something, but if you're sitting here like, oh, it's April, you're not getting the exciting pitchers really right out of the gate.
Mark Brown, CamdenChat.com, joins us to talk O's baseball, and we'll follow those young guys throughout the 2021 season. Mark, I mean, Brandon Hyde knew what he was getting into when he took the job in 2019. He's 79 and 143. It's almost impossible to judge him as a manager when he's given the talent or lack thereof to put on the baseball diamond. So I don't know can you even evaluate the job Brandon Hyde has done so far and even will do this year or next year just with the pieces he's been given to work with? How do you even do that, Mark?
Yeah, you know what, Clip? I don't think any other manager could have really done any much better than what he's done. And I think also that a number of people they might have hired probably could have done worse than him. And the thing that I like about Brandon Hyde, and I don't know, maybe I'm silly for giving him credit for this, is the team, even when they're in these bad stretches, they never seem like they're just these, they never seem like a bunch of guys that's just like marching towards, a death sentence or something. They just don't seem like they're a grim bunch. You get, especially like, I don't know, this didn't happen as much last year, but you had in 2019, even when they were on the way to a 47 and 115 record, you get like, if like a catcher got a double, he would get on second base and then like look back at the dugout and do this like pull the lawnmower cord move, and everybody back in the dugout would like, wave and cheer. Or, later in the year it was the lawnmower cord moved into like shoulder the bazooka and shoot the bazooka, and it was just like it seems like they keep it loose. Not so much that they're not taking the game seriously, but just that they're not getting beaten down by the fact that they're a team where no one expects anything from them. And in 2 years ago, especially, they were on the way towards the worst Orioles record that ever happened. But it seemed like the players all had a good attitude about it, and I feel like you can credit a lot of that to Brandon Hyde. So, I mean, I don't know how much that's worth to a fan. It doesn't really matter.
Right.
My favorite baseball team is 47 and 115. It's terribly much if the players have a good attitude, but it would be worse if it was like everyone was just grumbling and miserable all the time, and they're not. So I do think you can credit Hyde. He likes to talk about when he had his first interview once he was hired, and he said the important thing for him was building relationships and having honest conversations. And it seems like he has succeeded in that, and he keeps everybody, moving in a positive direction even when the team is not.
The small victories. Mark Brown joining us here on the Fixed NC Live line. Mark, I'll put you on the spot here. I was looking up the managerial history of the Orioles. Buck Showalter actually finished 15 games under 500 and was a really good manager, obviously, in his career and in Baltimore. Do you know off the top of your head the last Baltimore Orioles manager that finished with a winning record with the team?
Well, before Buck, do you mean?
Yeah, Buck was under 500. So who was the last?
Oh, well, that was probably Davey Johnson.
That is correct. Well done.
He was only there for 2 seasons, and they were good seasons. So
Yeah, well done. See, Mark knows his stuff. That was 1996-97. Davey Johnson, 186 and 138. So you've been through quite a stretch there, Mark, looking for the next guy. Of course, Buck Showalter was there for nearly a decade and did a great job. But it's been a lot more missed than hit when it comes to O's managers over the years.
Oh, yeah, and of course, you maybe don't know as well as fans that have lived in Baltimore, but the thing with Davey Johnson was he won the AL Manager of the Year award in 1997, and then that same day he resigned as the manager because something or other with Peter Angelos was trying to bully him into doing something, so he was just like, forget it, I'm out of here. So that's one of those infamous things in Baltimore sports lore. They basically ran the manager of the year out of town. GM Pat Gillick at that time, I think, made it one more season before they chased him out. Not coincidentally, the Orioles had a losing season in 1998 and every year from then until 2012. So
there you go. Mark Brown came to chat.com. Joining us. Mark, is Sean Armstrong, the former Pirate, is he still with the Orioles? What is his status? Do you know?
He is. He's kind of one of the guys that they're not really talking about much through spring training. It's not. He's made the team, but he's not really like, he's going to be the closer. And he's also not one of these guys that seems like they're just loading up on like multiple inning relievers because of last year they only played 60 games and now we're going to ramp back up to 162 game season. It seems like there's a lot of concern about managing pitchers' workloads. So, Armstrong isn't really one of these multi-inning guys, and he's not like, doesn't seem like he's going to be in the real late inning closer mix. So, people just haven't said as much to him. But I mean, I'm curious to see him again. He was one of the better pitchers last year. Of course, this was only 15 innings he pitched, but he had a 1.80 ERA, which is pretty good. A 0.800 WHIP, which is walks plus hits per innings pitched. If you're below 1, you're doing pretty well. He's at 0.8, so that's pretty good. So I don't know what to expect from him. It's very strange. He's neither been dumped from the team nor getting hyped in any way, but of course, you're always interested in the ECU guys on the Orioles.
Yeah.
Hopefully, he can keep that going and maybe do a little bit better than our former pal Mike Wright, now off in Korea.
a champion in Korea. How about that with the KBO?
A KBO champion. I don't want a discount.
There you go. Add it to the resume. Mark, the last I saw, Baltimore will welcome 25% capacity fan attendance to Camden Yards in the 2021 season as of now. Is that still the number, Mark, going into this week?
Yeah, so what they've done is they're only selling tickets for April and May initially, and those are going to be capped at 25% or about 11,000 people. And they are hoping that they are going to be able to expand that for June and beyond, depending on how the public health situation goes. So, as more people get vaccines and hopefully stop getting COVID-19, then maybe they'll get up to like 50% for the rest of the summer or something like that. And I mean, everybody's joking about, you even tell the difference if the Orioles capacity. I mean, even it's true. Probably some of these 11,000 games won't even hit that because some people, won't want to go until they're vaccinated or something.
Right.
But like once they're up to 50%, it's true that probably most games they're not going to hit 50% capacity through the summer. I mean, unless the Orioles are just really playing unexpectedly exciting baseball, and then the prospects start coming up and it gets even better than that. In that case, you might get, 50%. They're selling out to that capacity every game. But
and Mark, we've had this discussion too. It could go one of two ways. I saw the Rangers are going to open up their ballpark 100%, and they had that for an exhibition game this week, and they could have had 40-some thousand. They ended up having 12. Now that was an exhibition game. Will it be different when the real games start? I don't know, but what happens when sports return 100%, fans can return 100%? Are the people missing it so much they're going to go out to the ballpark no matter what? Or did they find other things to do with their time and they don't really care about the team anymore? Or does it just come down to, like you said, is it worth showing up for, paying money for? Is it all about if the team's winning or not? So I'm kind of fascinated to see what these attendance numbers look like when things get back to 100% capacity.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I think for a team like the Orioles, you probably would settle in similar to maybe what they were doing in like 2019, which of course they didn't draw very many fans that year while they were going 47 and 115, perhaps not surprisingly. So I don't know. Maybe they'll do a bit better than that as the team starts getting better and people start getting wind of that. I've gone back and I'm looking right here at some of the past attendance. So like in 2011, the Orioles drew 1.7 million fans, and that was a long road down to get to that point. And then when they started winning again in 2012, but it was not expected, they only bumped up to 2.1 million fans the next year. So, it's only, people only start getting word of it, I guess, kind of after you've had one successful year. And at the moment, it's not really clear when the Orioles are going to have that successful year. So something like if they start winning in, if they surprise people in 2022, then maybe, you'll start getting more crowds back in like 2023 or something like that because they'll sell more season tickets, more walk-up sales if people feel like, the team probably going to be good. But so just saying, like in 2011, they sunk to 1.7 million, and you think, that's not many over a full year. Well, the 2019 Orioles, 1.3 million fans over the 81 home games. So it can still get lower if the team is not good over multiple years.
Who is the division winner from the AL East this year? We'll go around the divisions real quick. Who do you have in the AL East?
Well, gosh, I mean, the smart money's got to be on the Yankees. Not that I enjoy saying that, but I mean, they've just got so much talent on their team and the starting rotation. I wouldn't want to bet against them. Of course, I guess your dark horse is the Rays, but I would go with the Yankees personally.
How about in the Central, Twins, the front runner there, the young White Sox potentially, and other than that, that looks like a pretty bad division.
It does. I mean, the Twins were one of the only teams that really made moves to try and improve, and the White Sox just had a key player injury last week with one of their young players, Eloy Jimenez, suffered I believe it was a torn pectoral muscle trying to rob a home run during a spring training game. He crashed into the fence trying to make a catch, and he suffered a torn pec muscle, and he's going to miss, I think, like 4 to 5 months. Not great for him, not great for the White Sox, who I don't think really have anybody that's going to be able to come in and replace his production. So yeah, I think the Twins probably are the favorites for there.
And in the West, you've got the Astros, the A's, always a factor there. Will Mike Trout ever make it to the playoffs? Will my buddy Stephen Igoe's Mariners ever make it to the playoffs again? Who do you think wins the West this year?
You know, I think I would go with the Athletics. The Astros really dipped back in the shortened 2020 season. They were below 500, although they still made the postseason because of the expanded format with a 29-31 record that gave all the division runners-up a guaranteed postseason spot. And it doesn't seem like they're ready to jump back up. I mean, again, as you noted, there's not a lot of competition in that division. The Mariners, I think, have the longest streak without making the postseason. I think since 2001 now.
Yep.
Angels don't really figure to compete unless they surprise. The Rangers are headed for the bottom. It seems like they had an even worse record than the Orioles last year, and I think that might be the case again this year. So just kind of by default, I would almost have to go with the Athletics.
The Braves have won the NL East 3 years in a row. The Mets, Phillies, always a popular preseason pick, but the Braves have been able to win it. The Nationals came out of nowhere, won a World Series a couple years ago. Mark, how about the competitive NL East?
I would pick the Braves there, too. I won't be personally rooting for them as hard since Nick Markakis retired. He was kind of my sentimental reason for supporting the Braves. I really wanted them to win the World Series last year because it would have been nice if Markakis got to win it. But it didn't work out, and now he's decided to retire. So he's got his kids with some good country names. I think it's like, well, they're just good country name kids. He's riding off into wherever he's going.
I'll look that up. How about in the Central, Mark? You've got the up and coming Reds, the Cardinals, which are always there. The Cubs, and what a weird trajectory they took. They win the World Series, have all those young guys, and now are going in reverse, it seems. And, of course, the Brewers with Yelich and all those players. Who do you like in the Central?
Yes, I've been taking a lot of chalk here. I think your comment about the up and coming Reds is a good one. I couldn't really give you a specific reason why, but I've seen a few things about them, and I'm like, you know what? The Cubs seem like they're not going in the right direction. Cardinals, although they did make the big acquisition of Nolan Arenado, other than that, they were only 30-28 last year. So I think it would be nice to see a surprise team, and I would pick the Reds, sure.
And my question for the West, Mark, how many games do the Dodgers win that division by?
Oh, gosh. Well, the Padres are trying to give them a run for the...
Yeah.
The Dodgers, of course, did have the best record in MLB last year at 43-17. The Padres were, quote-unquote, only 6 games behind them at 37-23. But 6 games back in the 60-game schedule.
Right.
Over 162 games, that works out to, 16 games back. So that's running away with the division if you win by 16. Maybe they'll close the gap a little bit, maybe somewhere in the 8 to 10 game range if the Dodgers kind of slip back a little bit and the Padres, all their moves that they've made, and everyone's going to be happy with their big long-term contracts because they locked up Tatis Jr., maybe they'll do a little better, but I would still guess probably in the 8 to 10 game range the Dodgers pull it off.
I'm excited to watch my Braves watch Major League Baseball this season, but it is not fun knowing the Dodgers await all those National League teams in the playoffs. Mark Brown joining us to get you ready for the 2021 Major League Baseball season. We'll have O's Baseball on Pirate Radio this year, and due to our other schedules and we don't have Friday Night Football because D.H. Conley got moved to Monday, so maybe Shirley, our O's debut could be Friday if they play a night game. We'll have to look into that. We shall see. But we will have O's Baseball for you Sunday coming up right here on Pirate Radio around our March Madness coverage on Saturday and Monday. Mark, thanks for joining us, man. We will keep in touch with you during the season and talk some O's Baseball along the way.
Yeah, it sounds good. Hopefully, at least our first check-in can be okay.
Yeah.
The 2020 Orioles did surprise with a 12-8 record over the first 20 games. Then they kind of didn't go as well after that. But maybe we can get something as good again, 2 weeks from now.
And before we let you go, Mark, what do you have going on right now at CamdenChat.com?
Well, today we've been trying to preview the big areas of the team. The starting rotation, of course, is going to be John Means, followed by Matt Harvey, Jorge Lopez, Dean Kramer, Bruce Zimmerman, not necessarily in that order. We're looking at the bullpen today. Over the next couple days, we'll be looking at the infield and outfield. Today you can come by, and we've got our annual introductions post, so if anyone has been a lurker, they can come by CamdenChat.com and sign up, introduce yourself, and act like you've been there forever. And hopefully everyone will be very welcoming. I'm always glad to see new people. And really, we're just getting ready for the season. I don't have high hopes for their record, but that's what I'm looking forward to seeing with the young players on the team this year. So there's a lot of individual stories I'm really excited to see how they play out this year.
There you go. Mark Brown, CamdenChat.com, joining us. Thank you, Mark. We'll talk again soon.
Hey, take care. See you next time.
All right, there's Mark Brown. Check out CamdenChat.com and get ready for the 2021 Baltimore Orioles campaign, which gets underway on Thursday. All right, let's take a timeout. We'll come back. If you hear clicking in the background, it's Stephen Igoe typing up another story for Hoist the Colors regarding an ECU basketball transfer. Who was the latest? Talk about that. Talk about the absence moving forward of Jaden Gardner for this Pirate basketball program. We'll talk about the football pause and a big baseball game coming up tonight at Clark LeClaire Stadium. ECU taking on North Carolina. We got to open up the booty bag coming up in hour 3 of today's show, and we'll do a live check-in out at Clark LeClaire Stadium. A whole lot to go on Pirate Radio Live. Stephen Igoe joins us after this. The best place in Greenville to unwind and have fun is AJ McMurphy's. AJ's is open every day with great food and great drink specials. Plus, you can always watch every game from NCAA hoops, Major League Baseball, NASCAR, and more. Looking for something to do? Stop by AJ's for Open Mic Mondays, sports trivia on Wednesdays, music bingo on Thursday, and live music every Friday and Saturday with no cover. AJ McMurphy's, Turnberry Square at Bell's Fork, and on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat.
Farmville Flower Basket and Gifts is your hometown shop for gifts and fresh flowers. You can find unique items like Brewmate and apparel by Southern Couture, Simply Southern, and Bella Cotton. The Farmville Flower Basket also has items coming in daily for the spring and summer. Whether it's a gift or a flower arrangement for that special someone, you can find it at Farmville Flower Basket and Gifts. Give them a call today at 753-4217 or stop by their shop on Main Street in Farmville.
In sports, if you think joy only happens after you win, think again. Look at the world's most successful athletes like Serena Williams, Brooks Koepka, and Alex Morgan. They don't spend all their days grinding away. They take time to enjoy themselves, like getting together with friends over a Michelob Ultra, because they know that happiness is the key to winning, and that joy is the whole game, not just the end game. Michelob Ultra. 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
At Tiebreakers, we pride ourselves on serving
big, juicy wings.
I'm talking
big and juicy.
Our chickens are the same ones that kick sand in the other chickens' faces. If our chickens played football, they'd be linebackers. The competition's chickens, they'd be
skinny little kickers.
Trade those kickers in for linebackers.
Tiebreakers is open every day at 11 a.m. Follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates.
Oh, great. It's 30 degrees in here.
No one's coming out this late.
I'm on firewood.
Dad! I'll put hot coals in our socks for bedtime.
Mom!
I'm from Delcor Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Got an email about your heat being out?
That was me. I sent it from my phone.
I think your socks are on fire.
Delcor responds to heating emergencies 24 hours a day. Go to DelcorInc.com or call 252-321-8868. Get a new train system with special financing for 60 months, subject to credit approval. It's hard to stop a train. Offer expires 3/31/21.
This is Mark Washington with Max Sports Performance at Max Fitness.
Our facility has reopened and is following all safety protocols. The best thing you can do to strengthen your immune system is, of course, to work out and exercise on a regular basis. I can assist you as your performance coach. You can also enjoy the benefits of a private facility. Avoid the crowds and work out at Max Fitness. Now is the time to get healthy. Max Fitness, just off Highway 43 in the old Ace Hardware building behind Speedway in Greenville. Call me, Mark Washington, 902-4877.
Hey, Troy, have you heard about The Place?
No, Jason, what place?
It's The Place. It's Washington's newest restaurant on the waterfront. The Place is located in downtown Washington in the Harbor District with waterfront seating in the back. We're open for bistro-style lunches Tuesday through Saturday from 11 to 2 and elevated comfort-style dinners Thursday through Saturday 5 to 9. Plus Sundays, we have the best Southern brunch in town.
Man, that's awesome, Jason. The Place sounds like the place to be.
It is. We look forward to seeing you there. The Place in Washington, North Carolina.
Ahoy, mateys! To keep those cars clean, you need the Pirates Cove Fast Pass.
The new Pirates Cove Car Wash and Haviland Express Lube on Glen Burnie Road in New Bern is now open. Pirates Cove in New Bern is offering Fast Passes for $9.99 for new Fast Pass customers. You can visit us in Greenville on Fire Tower Road, Memorial Drive, and on East 10th Street. And have you heard? Pirates Cove on Fire Tower Road is now offering interior cleaning.
So we have you surrounded. Pirates Cove, the official car wash partner of ECU Athletics.
Hi, this is Brian Meador from East Carolina Athletics. You're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
Listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Well, welcome back. Have you heard the news? American Airlines is back and has resumed service to Pitt Greenville Airport. Reservations are available now at AA.com. Whether you're flying for business or for pleasure, enjoy the friendly convenience of flying from your local airport to get you where you're going and back home again safely. For your next trip, remember American Airlines is back at PGV. Book today at AA.com. Pitt Greenville Airport, where the Pirates fly. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live. Man, a busy news day today. Not all of it good news, but we've got a lot of ECU information to discuss on our Bud Light ECU report. Brought to you by Bud Light, who reminds Pirate fans to always stay in the game, drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Stephen Igoe, the homeless dressing blonde kid, joining us. The birthday boy, coming off a Monday birthday. Stephen, happy birthday to you.
Thank you, Clip.
We were talking about you in the office yesterday. And
why?
Because you've been a little depressed lately. I don't think you're going through a midlife crisis because you're healthy, and I think you're going to live a long, healthy life. But you were talking the other day about, and I don't even remember, but you're like, man, I remember watching him when I was a kid. And you just feel like you've been feeling older.
Yeah, definitely.
You got a kid on the way. Like, do you feel like you're not a kid anymore? Like you are a full blown adult, and you're almost feeling old right now.
Yeah, full blown adult, and this was my last birthday in the 20s, 29, soon to be 30, which is always a scary number. But it was more about I can't remember the guy who retired, but that was what threw me off the most. Is like I remember seeing his whole career, and it felt like he just broke into the league like 5 years ago, and it was Gio Gonzalez. And he's 35.
The straw that broke the camel's back.
I remember him pitching with the A's when he was super young, and like being worried about him as a Mariners fan, and then now he's retiring.
Yeah, that's what got you.
And like those make me feel old.
Yeah, I understand, but you'll get through that. You'll be all right.
Yeah, but it's weird, man. It really is. And
old man Igoe.
Everybody I think has like a moment in their life where like they kind of look at that year as like everything from that year on is like pretty recent. Like 97 when the Broncos won the Super Bowl, that was like I remember everything from that moment on. It seems recent, but that was 24 years ago now.
Man, crazy to think about. And especially when you have your first child, it's almost like your life as you knew it before is is not over, but like completely different.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to sacrifice so much. So, not looking forward to that, but I am looking forward to having kids. So
it is a weird feeling being responsible for a human. Yeah, I mean, it's different. You've had a lot of dogs.
I have 3 dogs that I'm responsible for, but I can leave them at the house and not worry about it too much, even though they do break stuff.
Put a bowl out.
Yeah, like now I can't do that. Now when I go to Pirate Radio, which will probably be a little less frequent once the kid is here, or when I go to practice, like I've got to make sure I have something lined up. I can't just bring the kid with me or leave the kid at home.
You can put the kid in the seat over there.
Oh, you think that's going to go well?
At what age do you think the kid will start writing articles for Hoist the Color?
5.
Like 5 or 6.
5 or 6. We're going to get them started early.
Emergency podcast with my child.
And we're
guest co-host.
We're referring to it as the kid because Igoe, a big Ken Griffey Jr. fan, is naming his child the kid.
The kid, yes.
The kid Igoe. Always with a backwards hat. Already working on a left-handed swing in the womb.
The kid, D-A-K-I-D.
D-A-K-I-D. That's right. The kid Igoe.
The kid.
He will not be known as the kid. He will be known as the kid.
The Ohio State kid. Steven, wow. Where to begin?
I think we should just keep talking about kids.
All right.
Not even talk about ECU basketball.
You did make a point during the break that everybody, well, I don't want to tell everybody to relax.
Yeah, I mean, it's
but
fair to
everybody outside of Jaden Gardner, you're not surprised at all. In fact, you think it was coming. The Jaden Gardner thing, though.
The Jaden Gardner thing is unexpected entirely and was it wasn't a shock in terms of, hey, he transferred, but it was shocking in the moment because there were no rumblings about, hey, we're hearing Jaden's really looking at moving up. We had all speculated about he struggled to win at ECU despite being an all-conference player. Clearly at some point, if he wants to play at a higher level or whatever.
If he wants to make the NCAA tournament, he might have to.
Yeah, if he wants to make the tournament, if he wants to go to the NBA or whatnot, he probably feels his best shot is to go elsewhere. And listen, I get it, but it stings. ECU, you're losing an all-conference player. There's obviously negatives in the situation of losing a player of that caliber. So I understand it. And when I first read it, it's hard not to be a little emotional. Just, you enjoy watching him play so much, and he was awesome to talk to from a media perspective. Never turned us down in the media. I mean, there's been multiple players on the team that did not want to do media after losses, and Jaden always did. So I respected him for that, and just played the game so hard. He was so fun to watch. So I really thought, and I still think he loves ECU a lot. And
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him for leaving, but I really thought he was going to give ECU one more year, get his degree, and leave. And I think there were a lot of people in his camp dating back to probably well before this that have been calling around and trying to figure out, hey, if Jaden enters the portal, where can he go? And, you lead the American in scoring 2 straight years, you're going to have a lot of suitors. So
absolutely.
We're seeing that for sure. That wasn't a surprise. I just thought he would get his degree, and then he would still have a year left to play, and I could see him making the move then. But I don't know. I don't blame him too much either way.
It is. It's tough to see for sure, and we'll have to find out where. I wonder how quickly does this move? Because Jeff Borzello last night, this almost feels like NFL free agency, which begins in April, but the moves are announced in February, and so there's like legal tampering. But how do teams reach out to him so quickly, right? You almost wonder if teams were already reaching out to him or somebody from teams were reaching out to him before he even entered the portal, because it was very shortly after when Borzello said Gardner has already heard from Arkansas, Virginia Tech, Pitt, Ole Miss, Tennessee, Miami, Virginia, NC State, Oklahoma State, Texas A&M. So maybe, they see it and they reach out immediately, but that is a pretty quick turnaround.
Well, obviously, you've got basically at this point, you probably have GAs and managers that do nothing but watch the portal. So when a significant player enters, they let the coaching staff know that don't already see it on Twitter. But just there's a layer before that. I think in a lot of these situations, you have the player already kind of knows his top 2 or 3 spots because there are things done behind the scenes. AAU coach talks to, or former high school coach talks to coaching staff at school X versus school Y, and they say, hey, if Jaden enters the portal, we'll take him. We'll save a spot for him. So you have that situation not only with Jaden Gardner, but with several players. I mean, that's just college basketball now. The schools cannot contact the player directly until he hits the portal, but it's all done through third parties. I mean, you can basically recruit now through a third party. I mean, that's just how it's done, and there's no going back now. The NCAA has just created college free agency, and it's just going to get worse when you have the name, image, and likeness deal. At that point, you're going to have teams that are making sales pitches based on here's how much money you can make off name, image, and likeness if you come to ECU. So, I don't know. It's ruined college sports, in my opinion, in many ways, because I feel like the amateurism has been taken out of it a lot. I don't blame the kids for taking advantage of it. I just think the NCAA has kind of lost complete control of what it's become.
And how does a coach like Joe Dooley, I mean, in a tough spot, in a place where there's no basketball success historically, find any joy in what he's doing right now?
I mean, that's a good question.
I just don't see it. Like, he has joy watching his players like compete and get better and become men and that part of it, but you know, all these guys are leaving, so he doesn't even get to see them become men. Like, where does you gotta like what you do a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, we know he loves basketball. He's a gym rat. I mean, he's everything you want in a coach in terms of he loves the game. But I mean, I don't know. I think all coaches right now are miserable. I don't see how you cannot be. I mean, it's a constant, especially, you know, football, it's one thing to have like 10-15% of your roster hit the transfer portal or leave, but basketball now, you're just essentially building a team every offseason.
Yep.
I mean, there's no
program.
You might retain, you're lucky to retain half of your roster probably, and so I don't know. And you have freshmen coming in, you almost want them to not have huge seasons. You want them to be like good, but you don't want them to not play a ton because then they're going to leave. You almost want a middle ground. I mean, it's just such a balancing act, and you're recruiting your kids at all times. It's just a nightmare. I mean, that's what college, you know, ECU can benefit off the transfer portal. They can also get hurt greatly by it. So it just is what it is. And at some point, what's the point of even recruiting high school kids anymore?
It's certainly a net negative this year, I'll say, no matter who they pull out of that portal, losing Jaden Gardner. Where do they go from here, Igoe? I don't know if this is VIP info or whatever, but like Gardner, before leaving ECU, was trying to get people to ECU, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you want to use names, but he was recruiting people to come here out of the transfer portal, and now he's in that portal he was trying to get guys out of. It's just
as late as Saturday, he was actively recruiting guys in the portal to come to ECU. Monday, he entered the portal himself. So, I mean, I don't know. It's just such a mess. I mean, for ECU, what else can you do other than go into the portal and try to find somebody who can come in and play right away? I mean, if you're a big man in the portal, Charles Coleman just left, Jaden Gardner just left. I mean, if you come to ECU, you're starting right away.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's the pitch.
You have guaranteed minutes in the American Athletic Conference. More than likely, the ball is going to go through you in the paint. So, I mean, there's pros, there's cons from the standpoint of you were probably recruiting those kids saying, hey, we've got a star player, we're trying to build around him. I guess now you can just sell more playing time, more shots for other players.
Stephen Igoe is here. Let's take a timeout. Igoe, you want to feel old? Jay on Facebook Live says, I remember Igoe playing Little League in Winterville many years ago.
Wow.
That doesn't make you feel any better.
No, it does not.
Let's take a timeout. We'll talk more hoops. We'll talk some football and more when we return after this.
Looking for your next career opportunity? How about some extra cash to help pay for school? Your locally owned and operated Dixon Foods McDonald's is hiring, and they would love to have you as part of the McFamily. They offer flexible hours, competitive pay, and financial support to pursue your education through McDonald's Archways to Opportunity program. Come join the family at McDonald's. Don't let this financial opportunity pass you by. Please visit DixonFoods.com to apply.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get a GMC Terrain and save up to $7,000 off. And as always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is proud ECU graduate and former baseball player Brandon Manning inviting you to join my team at Farm Bureau Insurance. Right now is a good time to review your coverage with a local trusted agent like me. I will make myself available before or after business hours, and my clients always have my cell phone number if they need anything. From home, auto, or life, give me a call today and let's talk about your insurance coverage and about the Pirates. Call 531-1812 and go Pirates!
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey Pirate Nation, Warren's Hot Dogs 2 locations are open for business in Greenville and Chocowinity. Both locations have drive-through windows, so stop by today for hot dogs, pizzas, subs, apple and peach turnovers, homemade lemonade, and breakfast in Chocowinity, featuring homemade cheese, ham, and chicken biscuits, plus sausage dogs and more. Warren's in Greenville across from Ron Ayers Motorsports, and in Chocowinity next to the fire department. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some.
I'm Michael Vaughn with East Coast Grading and Utilities. Many of you know my dad, David Vaughn, and his work in putting in subdivisions all over Pirate Nation. But East Coast Grading and Utilities is not just for those type of big jobs. We're here for the homeowners. Whether it's concrete, driveways, hauling rock, or sand, whatever you need, East Coast Grading and Utilities can get the job done. Call us at 252-531-7494 or check us out on Facebook at East Coast Grading and Utilities.
Here today with Bench, also known as Eddie Losner to his friends and family. Why do you go to F3?
Well, if there's anybody out there listening who has a desire to become the best version of themselves, I would highly recommend F3. The workouts are open to everybody, to all men. They're free of charge, and they will improve the quality of your life in a lot of ways. If Troy D and Ellerby can do it, anybody can do it. Come join us in the gloom.
One letter, one number, F3. Learn more today at f3enc.com.
In studio today with Tony Edwards from AG Home Solutions. And Tony, you love to help people remodel spaces or even do new construction.
We do, and we also can help people find financing when they want to do projects like this. And so we partner with folks like Joey Barrow with Annie Mac Mortgage.
And Joey's in studio with us as well. And Joey, people have a lot of financing questions to be able to help reach the home of their dreams, whether it's remodel or new construction.
No matter how large or small the project may be, we have options for you. Even if you have credit concerns, we provide guidance to help you get the home of your dream or turn the home that you currently have into the home of your dream.
Joey, how can folks get up with you?
You can call us today at 917-8400, or you can go to our website at greenville.annie-mac.com.
And Tony, what about if people have renovation questions? How can they get up with AG Home Solutions?
You can contact us at 947-2526 or check out our website at aghomesolutions.com.
Thanks again to Tony Edwards from AG Home Solutions and Joey Barrow from Annie Mac Mortgage joining us today.
Hi, this is Phil Steele of Phil Steele's College Football Preview Magazine, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Hey, a new episode of the Pirate Radio Podcast is now available on our Apple Podcast channel and SoundCloud archive. Pirate Radio Podcast brought to you by White Claw Hard Seltzer. Nothing tastes quite like it. Visit whiteclaw.com today. White Claw Hard Seltzer, proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage. Please drink responsibly. The new podcast features the guys from the Press Box and, of course, talking ECU, the NCAA tournament, and a whole lot more. You can listen to this podcast now by visiting our podcast channel and subscribing, or you can tune in tonight at 6 o'clock to 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 FM in Washington, and of course online at pr927fm.com. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, tune in to the Pirate Radio Podcast Press Box Edition at 6 o'clock. You will hear those old fogies complaining, and then I complained about them complaining, and then I went on to complain about something.
Oh.
What I complained about was the 17th game added to the NFL schedule. No need at all for it. There's enough games. Usually I'm Mr. the more sports the better, but I don't know. I don't like this one. I especially don't like it when I saw who Washington added to their schedule, and that would be a road trip to Buffalo, which does not sound like a W to me. Chandler's Panthers add the Texans, which they stink. That could be another win on the schedule. Shirley's Dolphins get the Giants. Dolphins will be favored in that game.
Winnable.
Yeah. And Igoe's Broncos get the Lions. You came out pretty good on that deal, Igo. What do you think about the NFL adding a 17th regular season game?
Not a fan. I think 16 is already a lot. I think by the end of the season, like, the games are so irrelevant for so many teams. You know how excited you are watching NFL Sunday Ticket, like weeks 1 through 10?
Mm-hmm.
For me, like weeks 11 through 18 now are like the complete opposite. Like there's just no excitement because those teams like Lions, Bears, no offense, Troy or Corey Glore, doesn't matter in week 13 when both teams are 5-7.
Yeah, there's a lot of more meaningless games.
And now you're going to have Lions, Broncos. Like the Broncos are not going to be good. The Lions aren't going to be good. That's going to be a meaningless week 18 game.
Now, I don't think this means they're going to end the season with these games necessarily, because they always end with a division matchup.
But
so maybe Lions Broncos week 2 could be a good game. But no.
But now it'll just be 6-10 Denver versus 5-11 Oakland.
I don't like that
Las
either.
Vegas,
what are you going to be this year? Well, I hope we can go 10-6. I hope we can go.
Yeah, now we got to say it. I hope we can go 11-6. How stupid is that?
That's going to make me angry too, because how many times are we going to make predictions this year? They look like an 8-8 team. Well, that's impossible now.
Now they look like an 8-9 team. Now you got to say it. Are they 9-8 or are they 8-9? It's a big conversation. So yeah, I'm not a fan. It skews the records too. Like 2,000-yard seasons, much easier to do now with an extra game.
True.
So I don't know, man. I don't like it. I don't like. Maybe I'm just getting old, but I don't like change like this.
Yeah.
It's
I wouldn't have minded an addition, like add to the playoffs.
Yeah, add to the playoffs, man.
That would make the end of the season games more important for a couple of teams. So
again, 17 games. That's 16 games is a long season already. 17 is just too much.
How many injuries do you have that last month of the season?
A ton.
Guys out, so I don't like it. It stinks.
I mean, it's just totally the owners doing this to make more money. I mean, that is the only reason, right?
Hey, but they're going to give up one preseason game.
Wow.
Which is still way too many preseason games. Last year, they played a season without any preseason games. Who was hurt by that?
No one.
I mean, I realize guys need it to try to earn a roster spot, but there's other ways to do that than playing in a meaningless preseason game. Only Victor Cruz, he was the only guy that blew up in the preseason and then had a career. All right, let's see. We got to take another time out. Any other news and notes? Are you still following the tournament, or are you out when Illinois was out?
No, I've been watching a lot of it.
You watched Houston.
I watched a lot of Houston. I mean, the American defense. We continue to see how dominant the AAC defense is. And that's why Jaden Gardner had to transfer. I mean, he averaged 18 points a game in the American.
Wow, great point.
Think about how dominant he will be in the defenseless other leagues.
That was tremendous last night. Houston only gave up 17 first-half points to Oregon State. Just tremendous. Kelvin Sampson.
Point of the game.
Kelvin Sampson. Houston, Baylor. I love that matchup. Baylor's been pretty awesome in this tournament. That's going to be a fun battle of Texas coming up on Saturday.
Yep.
You want
me to add my analysis?
No, I wanted you to agree with me.
Oh.
Don't know what that tip-off time is yet. That'll be determined after tonight's
You look at the
game.
Cougars right now, they've only lost 3 games. 1 to Tulsa, 1 to Wichita, and who was the other team?
And the ECU scored in the 80s in that game, didn't they?
Yes.
That is
hit
just
threes.
That is insane just to think about how good they are defensively, how they always play in unders, and ECU racked up that many points against Houston. Just crazy. USC, Gonzaga tonight, 7:15. UCLA, Michigan tonight, 9:57.
I feel like both these games are going to be blowouts.
I've been on USC the whole time. This is the only thing I had in my bracket that's still right. USC versus Gonzaga. I'm jumping off the Trojan train tonight, and I'll take the Zags to win by double digits. I think UCLA, Michigan could be good, but Michigan outside of USC, probably because I didn't watch a lot of Michigan during the regular season, they have impressed me more than just about anybody in this tournament. They play so good as a team. They're very much like Gonzaga with their size, the way they pass the ball. They are fun to watch. But Mick Cronin, he's bringing that American defense to UCLA, Igoe. They might have something to say about that. We shall see. Igoe's eyes will be peeled on the Pirates and the Tar Heels. We'll talk a little bit about that and some Pirate football when we open up Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. We're back with you after this.
Hey Birdland, as we welcome fans back to Oriole Park this season, we've set up some game day health and safety policies to keep everyone safe. At Oriole Park, this includes limited capacity pod seating, cashless transactions, mask mandates, and other policies. Get game day ready by purchasing tickets online for easy and contactless entry into the ballpark. Your energy fuels Birdland, and we're excited to welcome you back. View our complete list of game day health and safety protocols at Orioles.com/welcome back.
Jersey Mike's Day of Giving is Wednesday, March 31st. That means all sales, all day, all donated. Enjoy a great sub for a great cause and get delivery with our app. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above. If you can make a difference, you should. At Jersey Mike's, it's this simple philosophy that spurs us to celebrate our month of giving. This March, enjoy a sub and donate to a great local cause. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
If you wake up in the morning with a backache, feeling more tired than you did when you went to bed, you probably need a new mattress. And the best place to get that mattress is Factory Mattress. Hi, I'm Kirk Smith, General Manager. For more than 40 years, Factory Mattress has been Greenville and Wilson's local mattress dealer. We guarantee the lowest price on the area's best selection with over 50 models to choose from. No seconds or overruns. Factory Mattress offers only first quality direct from the manufacturer. Sealy Posturepedic, Beauty Rest, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic. The most highly trained sales associates with over 60 years of combined experience. Same as cash financing with zero interest up to 48 months and free local delivery. Face it, to have a good day, you've got to have a good night. So sleep better knowing you saved money at Factory Mattress, locally owned on Greenville Boulevard in Greenville, on Forest Hills Road in Wilson, on the web at FactoryMattressUSA.com, and a proud member of Pirates Supporting Pirates.
With Domino's Carside Delivery, you can carry out any 3-topping pizza for just $7.99 without leaving your car. So you don't have to interrupt your kid's favorite song.
And we'll all be friends just for one day.
You can interrupt this, actually.
Next time you carry out 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each, try Domino's Carside Delivery. Just pull up to the store, check in online, and Domino's will bring your food to you contact-free. Carry out only. You must ask for this limited time offer. Prices, participation, and charges may vary. Excludes XL and specialty pizzas. Crust availability varies by size. Message and data rates may apply when using Domino's Carside Delivery.
In studio with Dr. Shondell Jones from Kinetic Physical Therapy. Dr. Jones, you guys are expanding and growing.
Yeah, we sure are. One of the things that a lot of people don't know is that we actually have a pediatric practice as well. It's called Kinetic Pediatric Therapy. We've got speech, physical, and occupational therapy there just for kids. If you're concerned about your child's development or just want to make sure they're on track, you can bring them in for a screen. If they need evaluation, we're able to do that and help them continue to develop. For more information, you can visit us at kptkids.com or give us a call, 689-6043.
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier American-styled restaurant and bar. Join us at the Rick House for mouth-watering steaks and the best burgers around. Check out the spicy mahi risotto or the bourbon pecan salmon. Wednesday night is date night. 2 salads, an appetizer, a bottle of wine, 2 entrees, and a dessert for just $55. Thursday is ladies' night with $5 martinis and special apps. The Rick House, American Provisions and Spirits, 710 Red Banks Road beside the bowling alley in Greenville. The Rick House.
With rates being historically low, now is the best time to buy or refinance your home. This is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. Now is the time to take advantage of the opportunity to buy more home or refinance your current mortgage. The combination of our local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for most financial situations. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250 and 685-842. Equal housing lender.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. When your AC needs repairing or replacing, call on the reliable service professionals of Delcor Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Go to DelcorInc.com or give them a call at 252-321-8868. Delcor, the service professionals in Greenville. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Yes, sir. All right, back with you. This 17th game thing. I knew that Washington's added game was Buffalo, but it's on the road. Now they're playing 8 home games and 9 road games. This thing sucks. Stephen Igoe is here. Welcome into the show.
This is stupid.
Thank you. It's stupid. It is stupid. How's that fair?
It could be a total goat rodeo.
Well, Joe Dooley. Yeah, he's definitely saying that right about now. Igoe, you mentioned it during the break. It's been some rough waters, so to speak, to use a metaphor.
Were you impersonating a cat?
That is the sound of the waves crashing against the pirate armada.
Was that another Panther first down?
That would be. Not. I'm a dork.
I'm a dork. Rough waters lately, Igoe. Jaden Gardner, Yahtzee. Football, Yahtzee. I mean, we can throw in ECU having their first losing baseball week.
Yeah, 1-2.
So it's been a tough week for the Pirates these last 7 days or so.
It's only up from here, though.
Gotta be. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up.
Started from the bottom, now we're up.
You in one of those moods right now?
I'm going delirious.
A little delirious?
Food. Gotta head over to the stadium, and I have to get some food before we go to the stadium, or else I won't be eating till 10 o'clock, at which point I will be extremely delirious, probably dead.
All right. Well, hopefully you get some food in you. ECU football on pause, Igoe. That was announced earlier today, which it felt like ECU was not at a caution, at a yellow caution light. They were at a green light going full speed ahead. Physical practices, everything was trending. Like, it felt like there was a lot of momentum building and some good vibes, and then an abrupt red light causing the Pirates to stop. Stop for how long? We don't know. As you tweeted today, 14 cases within the program. That's a lot. Are you getting distracted by Tyler Feldman's tweet?
I am. I want to read this. What is he saying?
Oh, boy. Here we go. It's hilarious to me that all these guys think they're above the ECU basketball program. They're jumping ship to go where exactly? Outside of Jaden Gardner, the 5 others entering the transfer portal cannot do better than ECU.
Well, that's probably why they're all transferring down.
Right. They are not. Boy, what a terrible take by Tyler Feldman.
What were you saying?
Can I tweet that? He's already mad at me.
That's fine, yeah.
Okay.
If you guys are already at war.
Quate smile.
I don't know. I mean, you don't have much to add to this.
What did you say?
The
I was too
ECU.
distracted. Oh, yeah.
I mean, it
stinks, man. I mean, what can you do?
Yeah.
It's just, this is COVID. This is living in a pandemic, and from my understanding, they were only testing once per week, so they probably had an outbreak, and clearly it multiplied, and they didn't get a sense of how big it was till their most recent test.
I don't know what I want to say. Like, I feel like he's reading this whole thing the wrong way. How do I say that to him? Tyler Feldman with a terrible tweet here.
I just don't think he understands right now that these guys are more than likely, I don't want to say being forced out, but a mutual decision at best.
They do not think they are above ECU.
Maybe like one of them.
God, Tyler, why do you have to distract us from the show?
But more than not, a lot of them are transferring down because they have to play. ECU is bringing in theoretically better talent to try and upgrade the team.
Just, hey, remember 2 years ago? We're doing that again.
We're doing that again, but trying to improve the team more than they did.
I would hope so.
That is the goal.
Yeah,
why not? Clearly it wasn't working what they did this past year.
No other choice but to try to get better and to do everything you
Joe
can
Dooley
to get
and his
better.
coaching staff have enough contacts to where they deserve multiple chances to try and basically rehaul the roster. I mean, at this point, this is going to be every offseason for eternity. This is it. This is college basketball now. So this is what it's going to be next year. All the people freaking out about, we're not going to have a team. They've got 7 guys committed. Yeah. They've got at least 3 returning. That's 10 players. That's enough for a team right there. They're just trying to add more to that.
7 committed, 6 in the portal, and you've got still guys left over on the roster.
Yeah, like a handful of guys.
And you're going to add more.
Yeah, you're still looking to add more. So it's not like they're not going to have a team next year. It's not like all these guys are entering the portal out of nowhere. Jaden Gardner was unexpected. That was not expected. That was a big deal. The rest of them is just kind of like, this was expected.
All right. That bothers me. All right. So with the football deal, Igoe, I mean, any speculation on when they might
I've heard 10 days is probably what you're looking at, unless testing goes really well. 10 days makes the most sense, as Clip types up another text.
I don't think you understand the situation. I'm trying not to be mean, but that bothered me.
Yeah. Anyways, 10 days I think is what you're looking at, 7 to 10 days, and the good thing is hopefully they can get it under control and can get it to a point to where these guys are able to hit the practice field again and they can finish spring practice. There was no mention of the spring game in the release. They could technically still have the spring game on April 17th and then finish spring practice after that. You don't have to conclude the spring game or spring practice with the spring game. So if they want to keep that as the marketable date, you can do that.
And just do one of your scrimmages with fans in the stands.
Yeah, basically.
And then continue on. Because they were supposed to have their first scrimmage on Saturday. Igoe asked on this past Saturday Mike Houston about what they did out there, and they got in some situational work, stuff like that. Good questions by the media on Saturday, Igoe. You asked a lot about individual players. And Taji Hudson, a guy that I forgot about that could end up being an impact receiver for ECU before he leaves. And you talked about his transition. Tons of transitions. In fact, Ronnie and I were talking yesterday about how important spring football is and how you got to get that work in with all these guys changing positions, and now it all comes to a halt.
Yeah, that's the most disappointing part is you were just getting into a groove, we're just getting the guys probably into, shape to where they're hitting each other, getting used to that, and now you're going to have to build them up again. And you're going to probably have multiple key guys miss time of spring due to the COVID test. So, yeah, I mean, what can you say other than that it's extremely frustrating if you're the coaching staff, and, thankfully they probably still will get in the time, but it's just not going to be ideal in circumstances in terms of just having to pause, having to rework the guys up, having to have some guys out. It's just I don't know. I'm just ready to get past the point like everybody where we're not having to test and do the mask and all this stuff. But
here we are.
We're not there, I guess.
Not there quite yet. Still not at the finish line. All right, so that'll put a pause on our ECU football talk, although Igoe Pro Day was earlier today. And once again, you can see our videos, interviews on Facebook, Instagram, and our backup Pirate Radio Twitter page at FreePR927FM, where Jenny and Glenn did a great job earlier today getting videos of Blake Prohl, Deontay Smith, Jake Verity, and former Pirate Kendall Futrell, who are out there working in front of the scouts. That is a heck of a drill that Deontay Smith did where he's jumping like a frog. And that just hurts my thighs looking at it. Stephen, were you out there earlier today?
I was. It was, the pro day thing, it's always cool to be out there, but it always sounds cooler than it actually is. It's, as Clip responds to Tyler Feldman's tweet that he sent in response to Clip's tweet, I'm going to continue to stay on topic.
Thank you. Got to stay focused.
You get out there and it's kind of anticlimactic because everybody's just kind of standing around watching three people do a bunch of drills, but it's cool. You get to interact with the guys at the end, talk about how they did, that sort of stuff. But I thought Blake Prohl ran really well. I thought Deontay Smith looked good. Both those guys noticeably had put on some weight, but still look sharp. Jake Verity seemed like he kicked really well, especially from a leg power perspective. It sounded like he maybe missed a few kicks, but he made a 63-yarder, which is a good showcase. And the kickoffs for him, he was booming them out of the end zone. So those guys that put in the work, it was good to see Kendall Futrell back. It's always cool to see those guys continue to chase their dream. And for him, he never got his pro day last year. So that was unfortunate, but he did get the opportunity to go through it this year for Scouts.
Yeah, and it was kind of odd, that juxtaposition of ECU shutting down practice, yet all those people being around the practice complex.
Yeah, that was a little strange, but
whatever.
I know they didn't want to take away from Pro Day.
Yeah.
As long as we don't get blamed for the COVID outbreak as the media, then I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Because it's not like these student athletes are interacting with other students on campus. That could be causing the issue.
Correct.
Like if we get shut down again after the pause, and be mad.
What else can you? Oh, like a second spring shutdown?
Yeah. Well, I'm saying like when spring ball resumes, if we're not allowed the same access because of the COVID outbreak,
right? Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, it had nothing to do with you and Ronnie Woodward, maybe Jenny, but not you guys.
Yeah.
All right, so good luck to those guys as they try to make it to the next level. I'll tell you what, Deontay Smith looked good.
Yeah, he did.
Physically,
he's 305, 6'5", can move.
He's in great shape.
I mean, he is everything you want in terms of looking the part as an NFL defensive or offensive tackle.
And man, what a loss to the 2020 Pirates, looking back on it.
Yeah, if he could have played at that level, the thing is, he entered the season at like 270 something. And so if he would have played at 305 his whole career at ECU, he would have been a different monster.
Stephen Igoe hoist the colors here, hoping baseball can get some revenge, a revenge game. We love those.
Revenge game.
Coming up tonight, 6:30, Clark LeClaire Stadium, ECU taking on North Carolina. Did I see Tristan Kimmel starting?
Yeah, it's going to be a staff day for East Carolina. It's going to be a staff day for UNC. They're starting Caleb Cozart, a freshman right-hander, and it's just one of those situations where UNC played basically not twice on Monday because they only had to finish an inning and a half of the NC State game 2, but they had to play multiple games. And so they're going to come in a little worn out in terms of arms and usage, and ECU is trying to save pitching for 4 games in 3 days come Thursday. So interested to see how tonight plays out. I would imagine if ECU grabs the lead or if it's a close game in the middle innings, you'll see the usuals, CJ Mayhew, Cam Colmore, etc. So because this is an important game for ECU.
It is. It is the last non-conference game. It's the last game against a ranked opponent. Fair to say for the remainder of the year, I don't see any AAC teams sneaking up into the top 25.
At this point, you're looking at a potential one big league. And right now, this is not a tough leg. And honestly, it kind of sucks for ECU. But all you can do is play the teams in your schedule. UCF and Tulane have been gigantic disappointments. And Houston's been a little bit of a disappointment. The scary thing is these teams are playing underneath themselves. So I feel like they have a chance to win some games versus ECU, and it's going to potentially hurt ECU's RPI. But hopefully ECU can take care of business.
And this 4-game weekend, these series begin this week. Going to be interesting to see what ECU does from a pitching standpoint. Going to be interested to see, do other teams have enough starters, Igoe, or do they go like staff day for one of the 4 days? Most teams.
I don't think most AAC teams have 3 starters, let alone 4.
Right. Those Sunday games can get long. And what's a 4th game of a series going to look like?
Saw St. Louis, I think, beat Cincinnati like 17-5 or something in their 3rd game of the series after Cincinnati won the first 2. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, a lot of these teams in the American just don't have that pitching depth. And ECU right now, I mean, as much as we talked about their pitching depth, they still have a lot to prove. They've struggled in the midweek games, which is basically a 4th game. And so they've got to, at some point, have their starters more consistently go deeper into the games.
And, one good note, one positive is the reemergence.
Reemergence?
Is that a word?
Yeah.
Of Gavin Williams, the AAC pitcher of the week. Didn't start the season with the Pirates, wasn't healthy. Now he's back and looking good, and you throw him in with what the young buck Wisenhunt has done. Jake Kuchmaner had 2. That game got away on Saturday on 2 pitches.
Yeah, I mean,
pitched good enough to win.
2 runs in 6 innings, you'll take that.
Absolutely. And you know what you get from Tyler Smith. He can keep you in a ball game for 4 or 5 innings. So I feel really good about where ECU is from a pitching standpoint. Like you said, I still feel like the bullpen can be a strength for this team and will be moving forward. And we're going to be better than the opponents in the AAC. We'll just see if they can get it done.
Yeah, it's just going to be a matter of staying healthy, which is always unpredictable, especially in baseball. On the mound, those things can flare up at any time. So that's the most important thing. I like that they gave Wisenhunt the Sunday off, or this weekend off, against Elon, because a lot of people are saying, hey, why wouldn't you throw Wisenhunt? He's one of your better starters. Or why wouldn't you throw him against UNC? You got to understand, this guy has never thrown anything close to a full college season. And last year he threw maybe 1 inning. And going from 1 inning to a full college season is a gigantic jump on your arm, and that's when injuries occur. That's what you see in the pros. A lot of times, if a guy's making a huge jump in terms of innings or full season, they will be very careful with his innings limit. So I like that they gave him the weekend off, continue to give him some rest, and also watch that pitch count, innings limit, that sort of deal going forward.
Igoe, Malcolm Gray coming in tomorrow for our annual MLB preview. We'll run down the storylines, predictions, look at all the divisions and everything. First of all, your outlook on the Mariners. We had Mark Brown on earlier today. O's are in a big rebuild mode, and it's more, instead of watching the team day to day, it's watching individuals and how they progress and how these young guys get better. Are the Mariners in a similar spot to that, or do you have higher expectations?
I still think they're a year away from being a competitive team, but I am very high on their young players. It looks like Kyle Lewis might start the year on the DL, which stinks, but shouldn't be out too long with the knee bruise. But there's multiple young players, guys that are worth watching. For me, I would rather see my team commit to a plan and try and execute that, than rather just like kind of half, try to win every year like the Rockies do, or some of the other teams where they try to sign a bunch of free agents but don't really have a strategic plan. And I feel like the Mariners at least have a plan of how they're attacking this rebuild. And at some point this year, Jared Kelenic will be up, and he is the number 3 or 4 prospect in all of baseball. And then Julio Rodriguez will probably be up a year from now. So looking forward to those guys being in the bigs.
That's great, but it does kind of stink that you have to wait so long for it to.
It really does, but
come to fruition.
It's tough because.
But I was there with like Albies and Acuna and hearing about them, and they get here eventually. And when they do, it can be a lot of fun.
I know. So I am trying to remain patient. It's very difficult because I've seen a lot of losing baseball. I'm like, what? I would rather watch another year of losing baseball rather than them rush it and screw it up.
Yeah. Stephen Igoe, do you know what American League team has the best winning percentage on opening day?
The Mariners.
Correct.
Because Felix Hernandez won like every year on opening day of his career.
And this year, they have the opening day ace, Marco Gonzalez, going at it, right?
Marco!
He likes to pile up the wins early on in the season.
He does. He's always like 5-0 on the fantasy waiver wires, and people pick him up, and he never wins again.
Let's go through the divisions real quick, Igo, starting with the AL West. Can Mike Trout ever make the playoffs?
He could if he had like some actual smart leadership around him.
Who like A's, Astros?
Probably the Astros. I mean, I feel like they're kind of being slept on. They've lost some pieces, but I still think they're the best roster in the AL West. The A's have lost some things. The Angels, I'll never be sold on the Angels. They actually do it. But the division overall is definitely down.
Well, what do you call the Central then? Because that looks like a pretty crappy division.
The Central just kind of stinks. But, I mean, the Twins and White Sox have potential to be good. I mean, the Twins are definitely the team. White Sox, probably number 2. The Indians, we always expect them to not be or take a step back, and somehow they're always in the playoff race. But I would go with the Twins there.
And the AL East could get 3 in with the Yankees, Blue Jays, Rays.
Yeah, this is probably the toughest division in the American League. Those 3 teams are legitimate playoff teams. Probably the Yankees for sure, a legitimate World Series contender. So tough to go against the Yankees.
People love to pick against the Braves every year, including yourself. Are you going to take the Mets or Phillies this year?
The projections really hate the Braves. I don't know what it is about them, but all the analytics and stuff, I think they had the Braves finishing behind both the Mets and Phillies.
Oh, I love it.
And so I'm going to go with the Braves this year. I usually pick against the Braves, but I am going with the Braves.
I don't love that.
I'm going with the Mets. Does that make you better?
Yep, that makes me better. In the Central, Corey Glor's Brewers?
No!
How about Jeff Charles Reds?
No.
Cardinals?
You're
running out of teams. I'm not even gonna say the Pirates.
The Cardinals are.
Why do we keep saying Cardinals at the same time?
The
Cardinals.
The Cubs.
I hate the Cardinals.
The Cardinals are gonna win, or they're gonna make the playoffs.
And guess what? We don't know any of their players.
It's definitely not gonna be the Pirates.
Other than Paul Goldschmidt. It doesn't matter who
they got. Nolan Arenado.
Holy crap! Maybe now that they have good players, they won't be bad.
Yeah,
that's my only hope. And in the West, Dodgers are going to steamroll
No, Padres
everybody.
are going to win.
No, they're not. That is nah.
Does Yadier Molina still play?
Does Yadier Molina?
He does. He was re-signed to another
crazy.
1-year deal.
He has been around for a long, long time.
Padres, NL West champs. Watch it.
Okay, so now you're just phoning in this entire segment.
No, the Padres are legit. They're the second best team in the NL.
Behind the Dodgers.
Yeah, and they'll beat the Dodgers head-to-head. Watch.
I'll watch, but...
Watch!
Easton!
Steven's hungry.
I am getting hangry.
Go get you some food.
Got some subs in the back.
I forgot.
Well, thanks for letting me know,
I should have told him that. Yeah. We got Jersey Mike's in the back.
Now I'm definitely leaving because you guys just...
No, before you leave, grab you a sub sandwich.
All right, I'll do that. I'll take it to the game.
Steven, thanks for hanging out.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Happy birthday.
Thanks.
Yesterday.
There is a ton on HTC right now.
The message boards are hopping like I've never seen them before.
Jump in and give your thoughts on Jaden Gardner transferring amongst the crowd, and it is a busy time for sure. All right, we'll take a timeout. We'll head out live to Clark LeClaire Stadium when we return. We got to open up the booty bag. We'll do that after next segment and make you a winner. We'll talk some Pirate baseball. We'll get a live tailgate check-in with Troy D when we return after this.
With rates being historically low, now is the best time to buy or refinance your home. This is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. Now is the time to take advantage of the opportunity to buy more home or refinance your current mortgage. The combination of our local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for most financial situations. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250 and 685-842. Equal housing lender.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
You know, anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those. But anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
There's no better time to drive away with a quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV from Greenville Auto World. Greenville Auto World is your authorized rough country dealer. We specialize in lift and leveling kits along with custom wheel packages. Whether you're looking for ground clearance or enhancing the appearance of your vehicle, trust our team for your off-road experience. Greenville Auto World, 3840 South Charles Boulevard across from Hardee's at Bell's Fork, or online at greenvilleautoworld.net.
They say nothing in life is free. Well, we're here to tell you they're wrong. Because when you switch to US Cellular, you can get the Samsung Galaxy S21 5G for free with no hidden requirements. That's right, the Samsung Galaxy S21 5G has launched and you can get it for free with no hidden requirements. US Cellular. Terms and conditions apply. See store or uscellular.com for details.
Does the idea of going to your local U.S. Cellular store make you feel a bit uncomfortable? Tired of the hassle of waiting and wearing a mask? Let Toby Williams and his outside sales team take away that worry. They will come right to your home or office and drop your phone off on the porch or at the front desk for you. Saving you time and worry is what the team at Cellular Warehouse is all about. Call Toby today at 252-799-7051 and let them help you with all of your wireless needs. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent.
This tax season, get more in return during Bostic Sugg Furniture's Tax Mania. Update your home for less with savings of 15% off throughout the store. Living room, dining room, and bedroom furniture at savings of 15% off. Save up to 70% off clearance items or get 48 months special financing. Now's the time to get a better night's sleep on a Scott Living or Restonic mattress and enjoy 48 months special financing. Your tax dollars go farther during Tax Mania now at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
UBE and PirateWear.com are proud to offer the Pirate Nation its largest inventory ever. Brand new Adidas is arriving daily, along with Under Armour, Columbia, and Russell Athletic. UBE is loaded with cargo, and new items are being added daily to PirateWear.com. Be sure to check out our children's store, The Crow's Nest, for all of your young pirates. UBE and PirateWear.com, an ECU tradition for 50 years. Go Pirates!
What the heck was that?
There goes Chuck from Naughty Dog again, so pumped about the awesome things at Naughty Dog, he runs around town screaming with excitement. Naughty Dog releases 2 to 3 beers every month, has food trucks every Friday and Saturday, wine specials every Wednesday, plenty of indoor and outdoor space to enjoy, beers to go with curbside pickup, and just launched the new Koozie Club. Be sure to ask about that on your next visit. Naughty Dog Brewing Company on Main Street in downtown Winterville, and be sure to follow Naughty Dog on Facebook and Instagram.
This is ECU head baseball coach Cliff Godwin, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. At Angel Oak, they continue to make customer service the number one priority. A local mortgage advisor is the key to your transaction success. The combination of their local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for every financial situation. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Top ECU stories of the day. Football is on a pause due to COVID cases within the football program. Charles Coleman transferring. He has entered the transfer portal, the ECU big man. And Pirate Baseball on the way at 6:30. The Bud Light ECU Report brought to you by Bud Light, who reminds Pirate fans to always stay in the game, drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Pirates and Tar Heels go at it tonight at Clark LeClaire Stadium. Let's head out to the Fixed NC live line. And for the first time in a long time, have a live tailgate check-in with Troy D. We do these every Saturday before ECU football and the Bud Light pregame tailgate. We're unable to do it in 2020, so glad to have a baseball tailgate to get in today. Troy D., what's going on?
Clip, it's been so long, I'm almost nervous having to report out at a tailgate zone. I almost forgot what it was like, but it has come back to me, and it has been great to be out here on campus, beautiful skies, getting ready to be hopefully a purple haze sunset, and tailgating for an ECU event. In this case, East Carolina taking on North Carolina tonight, and thanks to our friend Brandon Manning, who has teamed up with us from Farm Bureau. We are... right now, we are the life of the party, Brandon. So, I got to be honest. I'm a little disappointed that there isn't a bigger crowd out here. But then again, I have to realize we are under COVID times. It's limited tickets, and most people that don't have tickets aren't going to come out tailgating. Like if this was a regular, normal game, 5,000-6,000 people, I think it would be a wild scene. It's kind of a laid-back, very subdued kind of tailgate here.
It really is. People are driving in, waving, seeing the Pirate truck. Pirate flags that we have flying, and it's going to be a great night. You said it's beautiful nights. It's great to be back out here. When people are getting off work, everybody come out, enjoy, come see us. We got some great Tiebreakers food on here. Bram Anderson hooked us up from Tiebreakers. We got some cold Pirate beverages. We're just having a great night.
Yeah, a great night to transfer yourself into the tailgate portal out here at Clark LeClaire, which is the theme for today, Brandon. So we are enjoying ourselves. As Brandon said, a lot of good food, good times, good company. Got Bryce from our old buddy, Bryce from Hollywood has even made an appearance. Bryce, good seeing you, buddy. We're live on the air, so please be careful what you say. But welcome back to Greenville. It's just becoming a habit. We're going streaking! It is. Hey, what a great day to be here for my first game of the year against our heated and not-so-liked rivals of the Carolina Tar Heels. And Jenny got me hooked up with a cool sticker. I'm repping some Pirate Radio right now. Looking good.
Hey, man, I'm just happy to just be a part of the family.
Yeah, we did take a picture in case you've never seen Bryce. How would you describe your outfit ensemble today?
You could see from here to Tarboro up my shorts.
Jeez, all right. I could have done without that. But I thought at first Bryce did not have pants on, but he assures me they're shorts. I thought they were underwear. Brandon, you're pretty conservative. What do you think?
I mean, I wouldn't wear those to sleep in, but I mean, that's just me.
Anyway, come on out. We got a great group. More folks coming. We'd love to see all of our folks that can make it out here stop on by. We got some ice cold Pirate beverage. Thanks to our friends at Budweiser, man, hooking us up. Carolina Eagle Distributing. I've got a boat cooler full of some ice cold Bud Lights and Mick Ultras. So we're ready to go. We really appreciate our friends at Carolina Eagle also partnering with us on this for first tailgate of the year and first tailgate in 18 months, Clip Rock. Hard to believe, but we're out here, we're ready to roll, and we're having a great time and hopefully watching a Pirate victory, a little redemption over the Tar Heels come later tonight. Back to you in the studio.
Pirates and Heels at 6:30. We'll see if those guys are still standing upright by the time of the first pitch. Sounds like they're having a good time. Out at the Pirate Radio tailgate zone, Tristan Kimmel getting the ball for ECU to start tonight. And Pirates expected to go with a staff day, so you'll see a lot of Pirate pitchers tonight when they take on North Carolina. Once again, Pirates are a big favorite in this game. I have found college baseball lines, and the last check minus 280 was ECU, meaning basically that you'd have to lay down $280 to win $100. So the Pirates are big favorites in this baseball game tonight.
Yeah, hopefully the Pirates can get through these midweek blues, the last chance of the season, right, Clip?
Yep.
To get
last non-conference midweek game.
So Pirates trying to get through that streak. That's been a nightmare when it comes to midweek games. But I think I'm going to join the guys after the show. I'm going to go out there and enjoy some cold Pirate beverages and hang out with the guys out there, Troy D., Brandon Manning, and Bryce from Hollywood. Didn't know he was out there, but ready to see him.
He is a bowl full of energy.
My goodness. I met him for the first time a couple of weeks. He was in studio, and
he's an awesome guy. He's a great personality.
Yes. A1 guy.
A1 is how steak is done, Chandler. And that's all I have to say about that. Shirley, let's open up the booty bag.
You never heard that before? So
A1 guy?
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
I am an A1 guy. I like A1 on my steak.
What are we giving away today, Shirley? A1.
Do we have a bottle of A1 in the back we can throw into the prize
We
package?
might.
No, because I don't use A1 on my steak. If I use A1 on my steak, the steak's not
here
good.
we go.
Are you-
Okay, Dad.
Are you a Heinz guy?
Nope.
Are you a guy?
Not a guy.
Are you a Heinz gal?
Wow.
Hey, bro. Are you a ketchup dude?
What's up, bro? Oh, wow.
Shirley, I know that line that a good steak doesn't need sauce. I just like A1, okay? I know.
There's nothing wrong with the sauce. It's just, if the steak is a little dry, I'll use it.
I was scared to use it at home a lot, like growing up, because my dad would get offended. Like, what's wrong with the steak? Why you need A1?
Yeah.
Like, I just like A1. The steak's great.
Do you put A1 on your burgers?
I have before.
I've done that.
I
I've
like
done that.
A1 on pork chops.
Yes.
It doesn't go with chicken well,
say-
but
I
pork
can't say I
chops
have.
are good. What are we giving away?
We are giving away $40 gift card to Familia.
Oh, baby. I would not put A1 on my Familia Alfredo.
You don't need to.
Yeah.
Or the flank steak that they serve every now and then.
Because it's good enough to eat without?
Why, yes.
All right.
Yes, it is.
The barbecue chicken pizza, by the way, is phenomenal.
Are you a Texas Pete girl, Chandler?
Yes. Yes, I am.
317-1250. What number caller, Shirley?
12.
Caller 12 is a winner, a big winner today. When we return, we'll hear some ECU audio. Got some audio from Pro Day today and more Mike Houston to hear from as well. More to go on Pirate Radio Live. We'll have our winner after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Sam Jones, and we're open and here to serve you with some of the best whole hog barbecue, chicken, turkey, ribs, and homemade sides every day for lunch and dinner. There are 3 easy ways to enjoy Sam Jones barbecue. Swing by our drive-thru window or try one of our 2 curbside takeout options by calling in your order at 689-6997 or ordering online at samjonesbbq.com. We love Eastern North Carolina, and we invite you to come by and enjoy some great tasting Sam Jones barbecue today.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Cadillac. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get a 2020 Cadillac Escalade and save up to $15,000 off. And as always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
Hey Pirate fans, it's time to get your yard done right with the new John Deere mower from Quality Equipment. Our premium lawn care lineup is what every homeowner needs this spring. A John Deere will change the way you mow with easy-to-use attachments, effortless steering, and intuitive controls. Right now, save up to $700 on X300, X500, and X700 series mowers. Learn more at QualityEquip.com and get quality done right. Offer ends 3/1/21. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Ahoy, mateys! To keep those cars clean, you need the Pirates Cove Fast Pass.
The new Pirates Cove Car Wash and Haviland Express Lube on Glen Burnie Road in New Bern is now open. Pirates Cove in New Bern is offering Fast Passes for $9.99 for new Fast Pass customers. You can visit us in Greenville on Fire Tower Road, Memorial Drive, and on East 10th Street. And have you heard? Pirates Cove on Fire Tower Road is now offering interior cleaning.
So we have you surrounded. Pirates Cove, the official car wash partner of ECU Athletics.
North Carolina State Parks is proud to announce that they have partnered with the Hometown Strong program. Our visitor centers are now equipped with public Wi-Fi to help kids with school. Remote learning has become a critical public health measure in maintaining social distance and continuing to educate our young people. Take advantage of Wi-Fi and a hike at Goose Creek State Park or a day trip to the beach and access remote learning at Fort Macon State Park. For more information, visit hometownstrong.nc.gov.
This is Dr. Chris Hasty with Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. For more than 35 years, we've been taking care of the student athletes at East Carolina University. We are happy to have received the designation of official team physicians from the university. Whether you need assistance with a sports injury or it's time for that joint replacement, my colleagues and I are here to help. For more information, please contact us at 757-2663 or visit our website at orthoeast.com.
The best place for delicious food and great prices is Familia. Familia has $6 lunch specials, a $10 pizza of the week, and every Thursday has $2 drafts all day. Sunday brunch is the best for food and family. Come and enjoy favorites like shrimp and grits, made-to-order omelets, French toast, and drink specials like $3 mimosas, beer mimosas, or $5 Bloody Marys. Familia, Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College, and FamiliaNC.com.
Over 32 years ago, the Ronald McDonald House of Eastern North Carolina opened its doors as a place to help families stay together and close to the care they need when they have a sick child. With the addition of a second Ronald McDonald House inside the Maynard Children's Hospital, our need to serve is greater than ever as the medical community flourishes. Help us expand our mission of keeping families close as we grow to meet that need. You can show your support by making a donation to the Ronald McDonald House. Visit our website today at rmhenc.org for more information. Thank you for your support.
Pirate Radio.
We are not coming together to just be average. We want to build a program that will year in and year out compete for the American Athletic Conference Championship and compete nationally against any and everybody.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Well, welcome back. Quality Equipment is your full-service John Deere dealer with 28 locations to serve you. Quality Equipment is open in Winterville next to Sam's Club. Or visit QualityEquip.com to find the location near you. And congratulations to Bill Carroll of Winterville. Picked up a $40 gift card courtesy of Familia. Get your sports weekend started at Familia. Every Thursday, Familia has $2 drafts all day. You can stop by with your friends and family for some New York-style pizza and have an ice-cold $2 draft. Familia is on Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College and online at FamiliaNC.com. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Make sure, first of all, you're following Pirate Radio on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and our makeshift Twitter page at FreePR927FM for all the latest ECU news and notes. And make sure you follow Familia and their social media because they'll pop up specials every week, every day. And just looking at a few from a couple days ago, they had the brunch feature Banana Foster pancakes, which looked pretty awesome. Last week, the chef special sausage fresca Italian, which looks amazing. They have pictures of it as well. And they'll also have a pizza of the week, a large pizza for just $10. So make sure you're following them online as well.
I haven't tried their pizza. I did try like their fettuccine. I did try that, and then I did get the chef special one night where they had a flank. I think it was called like the, oh gosh, I can't remember what the name of it was called. But anyway, it was like a flank steak, and that was very, very good because they seared it in some sort of sauce that gave it just a little bit of a kick, and it was really, really good.
They have some awesome stuff there on the menu and the chef specials. And Shirley, I can't believe you haven't had the pizza.
Well, I have. Unfortunately, I'm under doctor's orders. I have to watch what I eat, and pizza is one of those that I cannot eat very, very much of. I mean, that's kind of like on the big no-no list.
And if you go there, their pizzas are huge.
Yeah,
so
and I just can't.
Yeah.
I can't eat pizza. So unfortunately, once in a blue moon I can eat it, but unfortunately, I just can't eat it all the time.
And as Chandler and I know, very good wings as well at Familia. All right, let's, this is kind of sad. This will be our last ECU football practice report for a while because the Pirates went on a pause today. We do have some pro day audio we can get to later in the week, but let's recap ECU spring practice on Saturday. And again, kind of a final update for you before they get back on the field. If you're just tuning in, ECU went on a COVID pause today with spring football. Let's hit cut 4, Shirley. Mike Houston was asked about his talented running back room.
Well, I mean, I think, first, we talked about Rajay and Keaton. I mean, I think, if you paid any close attention to the end of practice right there, those two are pretty special. And the way they compete. You look at them in that Oklahoma drills, we finished practice right there, and those two are right in the middle of it. And really, from a leadership kind of deal, getting the ball in the end zone on the last snap right there. So that attitude and mentality in that room is just really at a good place right now. DJ Austin has been doing a great job this spring. Asa Barnes was out today, but has had a solid start to the spring, and you saw Macy O'Donnell getting some reps in there. Macio's speed, allows us to do some things there with that position.
All right, there is Mike Houston this was after Saturday's practice where the Pirates went contact at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. Cut 7, Shirley. Tajee Hudson is a guy that I'm kind of excited about. Came in as a quarterback, moved him to receiver. This is why spring football and off-season work is so important when a guy is changing positions, learning a new position. He's going to miss a little time, but he's coming along at the receiver position. He gave an update on him. It's cut 7, Shirley.
Good. Now, he's a dang load, as you can see from that last little matchup right there. I don't know if anybody's whipped him yet in any of those one-on-one deals, but, when it comes to the receiving aspect, he's improving on his footwork. That's the big thing, improving on releases, improving on route running. He has good hands and catches the ball consistently, but it's just all the fundamentals and things are what he's really got to focus on this spring.
Hudson moving from QB to receiver. Jeremy Lewis moved from defense to tight end, back to defense, just as he was brought in to do when he was recruited from South Central High School. How is Jeremy Lewis looking after the switch to defense? Cut 8.
He's looked like he belongs. He's taking first team reps right now, and had a solid practice today. Had an interception during our team portion of practice. He brings that edge, that intensity, and his athleticism out there has done. It's been really good so far. So he's adjusted quite well.
And a guy we were excited about when he was being recruited at Northeastern, Travion Freshwater. We've yet to really see him make an impact on the field. Mike Houston gave an update on Travion Freshwater, who is now back on the defensive side. Cut 9.
Well, he's working at field end right now, and getting some reps, and has shown some flashes of what we hoped he would be when he got here. And I've challenged him. He's got to make the most of this opportunity this spring. So, looking forward to see what he does, for the duration of the rest of the practices.
And when will those practices continue? We shall see. It will not be tomorrow or looks like the rest of this week. Igoe said earlier a 10-day number had been thrown out there, which would be good. It would mean ECU could get in some scrimmages and hopefully a spring game. But once again, Pirates on a COVID pause at the moment. All right, let's hear from Holton Ahlers, QB1 for ECU. He gave his thoughts on spring ball so far.
It's been pretty good. Weather's been good to us. We got a lot of work in. It's good because a lot of us, have been starters before at some point. We even got some guys that aren't starting right now in the rotation that have started, so it's good. We're finally getting older, so it's been good.
Holton also talked about the culture change for the ECU football program that he sees today from when he first got here.
Yeah, this team is nothing like any team I've ever been a part of here at ECU. We're all experienced. We all know what to expect now. It's a couple of the freshmen from last year's first spring, but they're experienced. They've played in a whole season now and actually played, not just been a part of it, but played. So, this offseason has really been special for this team because you can definitely feel the culture changing.
Holton Ahlers talked about the depth of this team. Mike Houston trying to make this team more talented and also bring in more able bodies, and Holton Ahlers touched on that.
Absolutely. Anytime you can score right off the bat, that's big. So I just got to learn from it, get better from it.
I think that's an old game cut, Shirley. Do we have a date error there?
That would be a date error. Hold on one second. I tell you what, go to the next cut, and then we'll come back to that one.
Holton Ahlers just been talked about by Mike Houston that he has gotten in better shape, the best shape he's been in, the best football shape. What did he do to get in that shape?
It's kind of everything. Eating a lot better. There's no, any chance you can to get better. I mean, that's what I took. I mean, I took it to eating wise, and then, Big John did a great job with me. I went from about 238 to 226, so I dropped about 12 pounds, and I just feel better, feel quicker, and hopefully I can show that this fall.
Now let's go back to Holton and talking about the depth of this ECU football team.
I mean, one positive thing about COVID is, you had to play a lot of people. Everyone had to be ready at one time and stuff like that. I mean, it doesn't benefit in the moment. I mean, last year when someone had to go out because of COVID, that sucked, or contact tracing, that sucked. But, I mean, this year when you look back at it and you have 3 people that have started a game in the same position, I mean, that's big time for depth purposes. And I mean, these seasons are long. I mean, people get hurt, people get nicked up, and you just got to have depth there, and I think we finally have it here.
All right, there is ECU quarterback Holton Ahlers. How about Bruce Bivens? Came on late in the year and is ready for another year of Pirate football at the linebacker position. He was asked what it was like for him and the team to be back inside Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium.
It felt great. It's been a while. I mean, it just felt great. I know y'all could tell all the energy and stuff. Like, it was just great to be back out here together, out here, banging it out, getting better.
What is different, Bruce, this year and with this team compared to teams of the past?
The energy, the excitement, like we love playing football and we want to win. So like, Coach Houston's doing a great job of help changing the culture around here. So I mean, all we could do is do our part and come out here and go full speed at each other.
Bruce wants to win, he says, and Shirley, he reiterated that Bruce is ready to win.
We just want to win. It's time for a change, like the previous question. It's time for the culture change. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to bring a lot of excitement out and a lot of energy. So yeah.
Shoot, I just want to win, Chandler. Get a wing.
Shoot, man.
All you gotta do is win.
Ween. As Chance Mack once said, which is now got to be your official nickname.
Chance Mack. Yeah, I love that.
At least when you're in Rome mode.
Chance Mack.
Hilarious. Chan's been down a little bit this week because Jim Rome's been on vacation. So you haven't
People
been
say Romey.
He's been bored.
He hasn't been as upbeat around the office.
He's been bored because now he just can't,
Yeah. He's been moping
can't
around.
Practice
but see, people ask Rome all the time, like, why does he take that much vacation? And
why?
He says, people say, Romey, why do you take this much vacation? Well, it's simple. I take this much vacation because I get this much vacation.
Another classic Romeism.
And if I don't use it, I lose it.
What's cracking?
By the way, Blake Pearl's numbers from his pro day came out.
Mm-hmm.
For the 40-yard, he ran a 4.41
mm-hmm.
40-yard, 10 feet broad jump, 36-inch vertical, 403 short shuttle.
Better than my numbers.
Mm-hmm.
I can do better.
Oh, is that a challenge?
I'm totally kidding.
There was, and I guess everybody had their different stopwatches and stuff. Jenny was out there once again. She did a fantastic job and was doing a great job before spring football got halted. But I guess different people had different times, and there was at least one time that had Blake Prohl in the 4.3s, like the 4.38 maybe, something like that. So good numbers today for Blake Prohl. And I tell you, go watch the videos on our social media accounts. Deontay Smith looked really good during his drills.
I ran a 4.98 at Elon.
Really?
One time.
That's pretty good for a long snapper, right?
That's pretty good for an offensive lineman at the combine.
I wish we could go back into our archives because I honestly don't know if we still have those stats. But do you remember when we did our version of Pro Day?
Yes.
And Jonathan basically beat everybody, and he was running in Crocs.
In every category?
No.
Or just 40s?
Just the 40.
Okay.
Do we have the unofficial numbers?
Look at
you
this.
found them.
Look at this. Look at
pull
this.
up the numbers. Let me see what I'm going to pull it up too. But
my broad jump was 5'5". I was next to last in front of Wes Hines. Shirley 6'3". Vertical jump, Brian Bailey 23.
Wait, what was the one we?
The broad jump.
Oh,
the
broad
first one.
jump. Okay.
Chris Stansberry killed us all.
This is one way to end the show.
Clip Brock, we got to take another break, don't we?
We don't. No, we don't have time to take another break.
Clip Brock and Shirley Rhodes had the same vert.
Hilarious.
I have no hops. I have no illusions.
19 was the number there.
Inches?
19 inches.
Okay.
2.5 inches shorter than Jeff Charles.
Oh, Jesus. Well, you know what? Jeff might now. Well, no, because I don't know if Jeff works his legs as much as he works his arms.
Guess what? I'm faster than Jeff Charles, so I'm putting that on my resume.
Well, Clip, I'm going to call total
Well, okay.
bullcrap.
Well, are those the 40 numbers?
I ran a 6.12 40. Shirley, a 5.98. Jonathan Ellerby in Crocs, a 5.72.
That ain't bad.
Not bad. Troy D at a 6.04.
Yes, I'm faster than Troy. Woo!
Now what year do you think this was, Shirley?
Oh my gosh, this was probably, I'm gonna say like 05.
He wasn't even here.
2008. Yeah.
Okay, well 2008. Okay,
That was 08. Oh wow.
yeah, that was 08.
I thought it was just like a few
We
years
did
ago.
a bench press too, didn't we?
Bench press, 100 pounds. Jeff Charles did 225 pounds and did 15 reps.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember that.
Alan Thomas did 51 reps.
At 100?
At 100 pounds.
Okay, yeah, I didn't do that many.
Troy D did 18 reps at 100 pounds. Shirley Rhodes did 4 reps at 100 pounds. Clip Brock did 3 reps.
Actually, I did more than
Chandler. Shut
Okay, but now in your defense, because it happened to me too. If your back was not flat, if you arched, it didn't count.
Okay, I'll use that as an excuse.
No, it wasn't your back. If the bar did not come all the way down to your chest,
Yeah.
it did not count. Because I had several, I actually did more than 4, but I didn't come all the way down, and it didn't count. They didn't count it.
The scouts are probably sitting there going, and then as soon as you're done, they go, "Let's go get lunch."
We were gassed after that though, because we
Oh,
had to do
man.
all that mess back to back to back. It was brutal.
With the first pick in the Sports Talk Radio draft,
Wes Hines did 1 rep.
Wes Hines.
Brian Bailey, Ellerby, and Chris Stansberry did not have a score.
They did not attempt it.
Huh.
They bowed out of that event. I remember that. They said that they didn't want to do it.
I thought I did pretty good.
20-ounce Gatorade chug, Ellerby, 10 seconds.
I know I was probably last because I bowed out of that.
That was a category?
How did it take me 33 seconds? It took Troy 50, and Shirley Rhodes did not finish.
Yeah, I didn't participate in that one. I wasn't going to do it.
And then we have a bunch of pictures of the event. So if folks are interested in this for some odd reason, I'm wearing the O'Cool's jersey.
Do you remember when Wes ran the 40 and we all fell out because Wes runs completely upright?
I feel like we have video
he
of
runs
that.
like a stick.
I wonder if
when
it's
he
on this
runs.
page. If you Google Pirate Radio, I put in Pirate Radio Combine 1250.
That's what it was, the combine, yeah.
And it went. I went right to this page, and there's me interviewing Jeff Charles.
Well,
remember
Clip,
that?
I tell you what,
Because
you heard the story time and time again.
You did like a little feature for the show after that. Yeah, I remember that.
Chandler, we need to get you out there. I'm retiring from this event.
I would love to do it.
I can't bench press.
There's one of my 3 reps.
Fully extended and everything, baby.
Great form. Great
Yeah,
form.
because if it didn't touch the chest, it didn't count. Because I know I did probably 7, but 3 of them didn't count.
What a crew. All right, good stuff. Let's, is that it? We're wrapping it up.
That's how you end the show right there.
We out.
Chandler, Shirley, enjoyed it. We will see you folks coming up Wednesday, 3 o'clock for an all-new edition of Pirate Radio Live. Until then, I'm Clip Rock. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM.